Hello, and welcome to Waterdeep Dragon Heist Resurfaced. I am Bahal, and on this night, the night of mischief, the Lord of Murder behests you give in to your most immoral, degenerate, and malevolent urges tonight as we go into the 11th session of Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Victoria, please take it away.
What up, fam? So I'm definitely gonna get to our announcements, but first I need to have a little bit of a talk with Chel because I've come to a realization with it being basically Halloween, and I'm just concerned for their safety, and we just need to talk. So some of you may or may not know that Chel has a lot of fur babies. One of these babies being Caspian, who is a very large Great Dane. And I kind of realized, Caspian's super powerful. And with it being basically Halloween and all, I realized Caspian might actually be a little dragon. So I thought we could kind of just come up with a verbal, mental Venn diagram of the similarities and differences that may or may not exist between Caspian and a little dragon, just so that we can discern whether or not he actually is a little dragon. Okay. So, yep. So we're gonna think of this Venn diagram. So let's think about some of Caspian's traits. So he's probably got really big cute paws and claws, right?
Mm-hmm. He does.
I mean, I think that's a
and
similar.
A long tail. Yeah.
He's got a long tail.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else. Does he have scales?
Yes, he does.
What?
I'm just kidding. No, he doesn't.
Okay, so there's one thing I think a dragon could have hair, but that's kind of against it. Is he Canadian based? Is he based in Canada?
He's from Texas.
Okay, all right. So there's a difference. Does he have any wings?
Not that he's shown me.
Okay, all right.
They haven't grown in yet.
No, they haven't grown in. He's still very young.
Does he provide all kinds of high quality, cool, nerdy gear at littledragoncorp.com?
If he does, he's been holding out on me.
All right, so we'll take that as a no. We're gonna just assume that's a no.
Okay.
Is he currently offering 10% off of said awesome tabletop gear using a coupon code known as bonus?
He just winked at me, so I'm gonna say yeah, he is.
Oh man! All right, you guys, I'm not entirely sure. I feel like we've kind of this might end up being a cold case for now. I feel like we can't really reach a decision. Just Caspian really might be a little dragon.
It remains unsolved.
Unsolved mysteries here. Add it to any books of urban legends that you guys might be working on. But in the meantime, possibly Caspian and definitely Little Dragon Corp want you to know that you can go to their website, littledragoncorp.com, and use the coupon code BONUS to get 10% off of your order. Thanks for sponsoring us, Little Dragon Corp.
Hell yeah.
Now let me get to my actual announcements. I'm glad, I don't think Chel's in immediate danger.
To learning the truth.
Yeah, I don't think the danger's immediate, but keep an eye open on that one. So big thanks to Twitch, OBS Streamlabs, Many-Sided Dice, and Team MZ. It's thanks to their support that we can do what we do. And don't forget to check out our other games. We stream every single day, and we have games for several of the major published modules. Monday night, they just started up. They had their, I believe, second episode of We Met in a Tavern. And Tabletop Legends crew just started a new adventure. I know that they had taken off last week, but I think they're back this week. No, Tabletop Legends is Tuesday. I'm dumb. They just started back up yesterday. I'm thinking of Delve and Dash. They also just started back up. Or they're gonna start back up. Sorry.
Delve and Dash starts next week.
Okay.
Everything's topsy-turvy on this.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow, for Mystic Hour, we're starting early.
Okay, yeah. So Mystic Hour starting early, and we're playing Divinity Original Sin 2. And on Friday, definitely tune in because Proficiency Bonus will be starting their once a month Friday night Shadowrun 6th edition game. It's gonna be cool. We literally just released all of the video and the cosplay pictures. So definitely hop over to Twitter and check that out. It's gonna be really awesome. You can see Kristy there. Does anyone else? Oh, Ink, you have something.
I do, yes, indeed. But also, thank you, Vic, for those wonderful announcements and that new case that I hope we can solve. We'll put it right next to the proficiency bonus shared universe theory.
Yeah, I think it's
open that drawer up.
It's important.
Some scheduling announcements for us. So if you haven't heard, next week, November the 6th, we are not going to be doing Waterdeep Dragon Heist, as Chel is going to be indisposed in the DM seat. So I'm going to be sitting in. I'm going to be bringing back my Wish for the first of my little Wish kind of mini series following the original characters that we started out on this time slot. And then the following week after that, I believe Victoria is going to sit in and do something special for us as well. So we're still going to be online, still going to be the same day, same time. We're just going to do the first of the Wish minisodes where you'll get to see Liara, a wonderful NPC in this campaign, played wonderfully by Chel. And whatever Victoria has in store for us. Ooh.
Still deciding. I have no idea what I'm gonna do.
No, don't say that.
I know literally every single thing that's going to happen, and I definitely have it planned down to the minute.
There you go.
That's right. There you go. All right, that's everything. That's everything from me.
The wig is off.
Hold on, Chel. I'm gonna throw it to you. I'm gonna toss to you.
Woo. Oh, power.
Whoa.
Okay, let's get this little piece.
All right. So we'll start off then with a recap. You can choose one person to do so, or you can do a group recap, and then you get one inspiration point to use between the three of you at your discretion. Up to you guys.
I mean, I always have notes.
Go for it. I just have notes on the people we hired.
The Lovers with Captain Staggett.
Oh!
Okay.
Okay, so last session was basically the lead up to and then official opening day for the Three of Cups Tavern?
Tavern and Tarot.
Tavern and Tarot. So we paid for a little bit of advertising. We invited some of our pals. We asked Liara to perform at the opening. She was expensive as fuck, but definitely worth it. We got some fancy wine. We hired a whole staff, a bunch of people. Also, I only take notes for the stuff that Tallice sees, so if at any point I miss something that happened to another character, please interject. And we met the meat delivery guy, Justin, and we kind of want to buy the man a horse.
We gotta buy him a horse. He has no horse. He's doing it all by hand.
Does he even have the funds to take care of a horse after we buy it for him, though?
He will with all the tips we're gonna be giving him.
Fair.
And then we opened our thing, and there was a whole line of people waiting to come in, mostly from the North Ward, but there were some other people too, our friends. People were pretty hype, and let's see. Yeah, pretty much everyone showed up at some point. Floon was trashed and having a little sit down in some noble person's lap.
He's doing his job.
He's doing his job. Let's see. Yeah, Captain Staggett was there, and he got a bunch of people got tarot readings, and they smoked hookah up in the second floor lounge. But Staggett's card reading was and then the one thing that I really remember is that Yagra walked in doing the hands in pockets lesbians. And then Davil came, and we made 273 gold after all the expenses. And then our sous chef suggested that we donate our leftovers to people in the field ward. After which, Ink, what was happening?
I was speaking with Liara, who has been sort of a continual conversation haver with Sir, and he's coming into my brain right now. The lady has thought something was going to happen, and it didn't. But Sir did ask after the Stone of Galore, which Liara seems to have information about, that she's holding on to until she finds the best person to give the information to. So Sir kind of asked that she just keep him in mind and let him throw his hat into the ring, per se. And also Rainey is passed out in our...
Oh yeah, Rainey was fucked up. Rainey got trashed.
And I booped his nose.
And he was definitely flirting with Sir when Sir was carrying him up.
He was drunk. That's different.
Well, yeah, but it was like kind of cute. He was just like, I'm drunk. This poor man. I think that's it.
All right. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys where we begin. Victoria, you can have that point of inspiration. I will leave it up to you guys where we begin. If you would like to begin on the night before, that's totally fine. With the bringing the extra food to the field ward, which you can act out if you'd like, or we can just say you guys go and you give it to whoever you find.
Yeah, I think Nova and Tallice went and gave Liara and Sir some time alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can say you guys are coming back from doing that, donating the leftover food. But if there's anything you guys would like to do this evening, we can absolutely do that.
I mean, after Liara left, I think Sir's just been sitting at the bar alone, possibly talking to our ghostly patron if he decided to show up and hang. Otherwise, kind of just waiting for them to come back.
Okay. Aleph is not there, unfortunately.
It's okay. He doesn't really.
He's probably trash. He's probably worse than Raynar with the amount of wine that we've provided this ghost man.
Yeah. How much did Liff drink? How many times do we have to refill his glass?
It was like a good 3 or 4 glasses.
All right,
Liff. Liff is fucked. He's done.
We need to ask if he can like, I don't know, mess with help me be a bouncer and like scare people that are, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, the girls, you guys can come back from your little delivery thing. You've probably been gone. You're in the North Ward, so you're close to the field ward. Probably no more than about 45 minutes. So
I probably would have I want to save a little bit of food, just something really, really plain and not too rich. Even if it's something that I know we would already have, like some bread and some apples, I don't know, fruit. Because I just want to yeet a little plate of it onto the floor of the room that Raynar's in, and yeet a little cup of water in there.
Okay.
Just open the door enough for my arm and the plate and just leave it in there.
All right, sounds good. You've got it.
And maybe a little trash can.
That's a good idea.
Okay, sounds good. Tallice leaves something for Raynar in his room, but everybody's back at the tavern.
Kind of surprising to see that you're still here. How did it go?
Everything was fine. I figured that I was at least going to stay the night so that Raynar doesn't wake up and no one's here.
Wait, are we not I was gonna stay here too. Are we not all?
I mean, my room here is a lot bigger than the hangman. I guess we're all going
Well, I have
to stay here.
I have nowhere else to go, so
So wait, does that mean you like moved like all 6 of your belongings over here from your like sad little room at the Hanged Man?
Yeah. I mean, I've got my clothes and my armor and my sword and my
carvings.
ducks.
Yeah.
Yeah, my ducks.
I'm glad the ducks made it. They're the most important thing, and I'm not being sarcastic when I say that.
Would you like me to make you a duck?
Maybe. I certainly wouldn't be opposed to receiving a duck if one of them just like found their way to me. But I'm not asking for one.
They are my specialty. They're actually quite easy to do. It's sort of just a blob and then yeah, I can do it. I also didn't want to go to bed until you were both back. So you're back. I'm fucking tired. I'm really tired. I mean, it's like what, 3 in the morning?
Yeah, it's really late.
Yeah. I'm really fucking tired.
I got to have my character sheet up.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Okay, I got it.
ASMR D&D edition.
Hell yeah.
Roll for initiative.
Anyway, I just wanted to make sure that you both got back fine. So I think I'm going to I was going to say turn in early. It's not early at all. I'm going to turn in.
It is
Well-
early if you, but you know, okay, yeah. I'm
It's
going to bed
early
too.
Wrong day. Early on the wrong day. Good night.
Well, but wait,
What?
What?
what happened with Liara? How'd it go?
I told you it went fine.
That's it.
It went well.
That's just a synonym for the same thing you already said. That's not any more amount of detail.
I mean, some might say that well is better than fine.
Mm,
What specifically are you asking after?
I don't know.
Well, then I can't get more
Like,
specific.
did you guys like hug? Did you like kiss?
Did you
like
hold
make
hands?
out? Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Did you tell her you think she's cute?
No.
Why?
What were you doing?
Well, personally, I mean, I think that she would take cute as a little bit of an insult. A little bit.
Well, probably only from you.
Oh, yeah, but we're talking about me, so. No, we just talked. I'm sorry that I can't be your saucy entertainment for the evening.
That's all right. I have this book called The Trance Morning Wood, and I think I'm gonna read it a little bit before I go to bed.
I forgot about that. God damn it.
Forest women make do.
If you're feeling unsatisfied, you can read this one if you want, or I have another one that's pretty it's about black dragons and getting cucked.
I believe that you may have a couple misconceptions about me. I'm not dissatisfied.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
And he kind of like turns and he's like, I go to bed.
Okay.
I else will go to bed.
Okay.
As will I.
All right.
Disappointed, but we go to bed.
So you guys may take a long rest. So moving forward, what would you guys like to do? Would you guys like to go into the next morning?
I just want to know, like, how's Rainy? How's our golden boy?
Yeah, I think we need to check on him.
He does not wake up right away in the morning. There is a question, however. What time have you guys set for your tavern to open?
Oh shit, that's right. We have to like open again.
What are your hours?
I think we said we were just going to be like
3 or 5.
Yeah, we were going to be like a dinner into the early morning kind
Yeah,
of.
Okay.
3 o'clock probably sounds good.
Okay, sounds
Yeah.
good. So, depending on how early you
Like
guys
after
get up,
lunch, like a late lunch.
people- okay, your crew wouldn't necessarily be getting there until like 11 or 12 to start getting ready.
Yeah.
So earlier in the morning, you've got the whole place to yourselves.
Sweet.
To get the whole 8 hours though, wouldn't we have to? We'd have to sleep until like about 11 though. We're good. This
Okay,
is
so
gonna
then
be,
maybe we'll
tough.
open at like 4.
Okay, that's fine.
4.
Just so we have like an hour-ish
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
to
Okay.
not be with the staff.
We're only gonna get to adventure for like 3 hours a day.
Well, you guys don't have to be there every day for your tavern to operate.
Yeah, Nova's never always
Oh.
at her tent, so like
No,
that's
yeah.
on par.
Until you get another bouncer, I gotta be there every day. But we'll figure it out. Okay.
I'm pretty sure us being there just helps. Or it could probably hurt too.
It can hurt, but it also can help.
I'll go check on Rainy.
He's still asleep.
Rainy, no.
I give
He's
him one
like-
of these.
He's like face down on the pillow. Basically,
Aw.
he's like cheek squished up like on the pillow. His hair's everywhere. He's got very long red hair. Fast asleep.
I kind of like, not like flick him like hard, but I kind of like flick it like up against like, so I'm like,
You're like
flicking
brushing the back of his head.
kind of like, yeah. I did that
Okay.
a couple times.
All right. His eyes start to flutter a bit. Kind of groans, shifts, opens his eyes, and looks up at you. And does that like kind of sit up, looks around.
He's still on the stomach and he's just like, what?
Where am I?
I'm so terribly sorry to disturb you, sir.
Good morning.
I just, need to collect the night's rent.
Do you actually want me to pay you?
No. Didn't know you drooled. That's a little bit unbecoming.
Apparently, when I'm drunk, I'm terribly sorry.
It's all right. That's what the bed is there for. How's your head?
Your DM is currently getting their dice out because they didn't do that before for some reason. We play D&D. Does that involve dice? I don't recall.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You just reminded me I didn't get my dice.
I didn't have my character sheet. DM doesn't have the dice. We're so prepared.
I can show you what else Dakota got me.
Whoa!
What is that?
Is that a little mimic?
It's a
Oh.
little dice bag mimic.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh God.
And it has a tongue.
Oh, I love it.
That's so cute.
So did you ask him how his head was, or did you guys ask me?
Sir asked him.
Okay.
If your head, yes,
tell us.
you might want to take out the buns. They probably don't help headaches.
Surprisingly, not as bad as I thought it would be. Functional.
Unfortunately, we do not have a change of clothes for you unless you would like something 3 sizes too big or a cat suit.
He sits up on the bed and like brushes his hair out of his eyes. It's like frizzy and like because it's curly, so it's like everywhere. It's not like we are
tangled.
curly, but it's tangled. And as much as I believe that cat suit would probably look fabulous on me. I think I'm going to just stick with what I have. Thank you.
Hell yeah, it does.
It would be
No.
like capri length on it.
Yeah. your boots are over there.
Just ankle socks.
We're not necessarily going to be open for breakfast, but I can see if there's something that can get.
There's a
put
plate of
together.
food right behind you.
There is a plate of food there on the
He
floor.
looks at the piece of bread and the apple slices.
That was Tallice.
That was very kind of her. I should probably eat them so I don't upset her.
If you would also like to take a bath, it's just out the door on your
All right.
right.
How about I get
Yep.
myself a bit more presentable? He looks up at you through hair that's like over his face. And I will join you downstairs.
Uh-huh. And I turn and I like go towards the door, and then I like stop in the doorway and just kind of look, and I'm just sort of like, you are a very flirtatious drunk. And then I go.
Oh God!
Got him!
He's probably so embarrassed.
Okay, sounds good. Raynar has been awoken. You head downstairs.
The episode in which you just emotionally ruin Ray.
I think
The
Nova's
prince has
sleeping
been
in,
roused
actually.
from his slumber.
Okay.
Nova's sleeping in.
Okay.
I'm trying to think because we have mostly dinner food. Trying to think of what the stuff that we had, if I can put together a breakfast.
Oh, I have that covered. As soon as I can wake up, because Tallice likes watching the sunrise, which you can't do if she wakes up or goes to bed at like 3 a.m. But as soon as she can wake up, she's like ready, like basically no hangover, getting pastries. Like,
Okay.
like if there's like a medieval fantasy Dunkin' Donuts, that's where we're going.
Tim Hortons Beach?
Krispy
Yeah.
Kreme Beach? I don't
You can
know.
get up at like, I think 11 would give you a full long rest. So you can
Heck yeah.
pull 5 silver out of your inventory for the pastries.
A nice little like a nice spread
Okay.
of pastries.
Yeah, sounds good.
And then probably like downstairs when Sir comes down, and I'm probably like dancing like like just in the corner, like eating a donut, like.
Okay, well then, so he gets like down the first set of stairs to like the landing, and he sees you, and he's like, and he kind of like he starts coming down the stairs, and he's like,
I cast minor illusion to make a little beat.
Okay.
and then I'm kind of like moseying on over, and then I kind of use Mage Hand to take one of the pastries, and I go, all right, so what are we doing today?
I have no fucking idea. I
Well,
kind of like want more money.
I always want more money, but we haven't necessarily had any work offered to us, unless you're doing more things for our friend Davor that you haven't told me about. I'm kidding.
Yeah, so like doing things to Davil, I mean like no. Doing things for Davil, currently also no. More just because like, you know, like I did a couple things and I gotta wait. I gotta let him come to me. It's like, you know, we're playing the game.
Play the game. Yep.
Yep.
Sir eats in every fucking episode.
He really does. I will continue this trend.
I should have been writing down what he ate every episode.
Yeah, right. Like I wanted to get presents for everybody to like thank them for coming, but I don't think I have enough money for that. Also, we should probably send some of what we made last night to Mert to like start paying back.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure someone will be around soon to tell us how that is going to be paid back. There's probably some sort of percentage a night. There's also the matter of the sort of thing that we're all investigating for me. You know, we can go down to Elizabeth's place.
A nice festive jaunt outside of the city. Wait, is it outside of the city? Where are we going? What?
I believe it's in the
The Undercliff.
No, it's in the Undercliff.
Oh.
Is that outside of the city, or is that...
Technically.
Yeah.
To the east of Waterdeep, there's a cliff that Waterdeep kind of sits on, and under the cliff side is like where farmland and like wineries, meaderies, etc. are.
I see. On my interactive map of Waterdeep.
Yeah, so there was that, which was a tip from Rainey, and then there was, technically we could still follow up with the broadsheets, but now I'm thinking they might only give us information we already know. We're kind of waiting on other people right now. Like Raynar's going to see if he can get us into the manor, probably with Harper things. Not that he really knows that part.
Right. Well, I mean, in terms of like making money or like trying to pay off the debts, we could try to talk to Raynar about doing more work, or like find a job board, or like go out of the city and find out more about Elizabeth, or like see if Nova wants to do something.
I think seeing if Nova wants to do something should be the first of anything.
Yeah.
But I like the job board idea.
Because I have a couple things that I'd want to do, but they can wait. So let's see if Nova wants to do something.
All right. That sounds fine by me. I think she's still sleeping.
Kristy, you can pop in at any moment if you would like. With
Sure. Yeah, she'd
being
probably
awake.
sleep in like half hour, like wake up around 11:30. Probably closer to noon she'll get up.
Okay. Sounds good.
In D&D, you can wake up at any time you want, which is the true fantasy.
I mean,
And get a full restful 8
hell
hours.
yeah.
Okay. So if you guys want to just like mess around until somebody appears, Raynar eventually does come downstairs.
As soon as each person comes down, I start dancing again.
Okay. Raynar will.
I'm literally, yeah.
Over.
Yeah. Woo!
And he'll grab a pastry and he's like eating it while he's dancing. Just a little bitty dance party.
Glad to see that you're feeling all right, Rainy.
His beard and his mustache are actually like brushed. His hair is kind of slicked back and in a ponytail because he didn't know what else to fucking do with it.
Same.
He's looking more kept. He's got a mouthful of pastry.
Hell yeah.
This is probably about 11:30ish that he's here.
Wait, is Nova down yet?
Not quite yet.
Well, almost.
yeah?
Yeah, I'll come down around
Almost.
probably 11.
come down.
Yeah, 11:30.
Yeah, you can come down.
And we're dancing as soon as she appears. We're just going for it. Nova. Yeah. Right.
morning.
Nova, what do you want to do today?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I mean, it would be kind of fun to have a dance party all day, but like, we probably wouldn't make money from. We could make money from that, but I don't think that's what we're gonna do.
No.
We could okay, here's the list. We could
We have a
go
list?
yes, we could
Okay.
look into that meadery place for Elizabeth
Mhm.
Gramathis,
Mhm.
or we could go find a job board, or we could fuck around and do nothing, or we could do something that you want to do.
Could fuck around and do nothing. Why'd you say that before we can do what you want to do?
It was just as they came to me.
Well, I did have a thought. I do like the idea of going to the meadery, but I'd like to try something on Ace.
Oh.
It is a little bit early in the morning.
That's kind of exciting.
I just had a bath.
Not like that. Unless you want to, but not like that.
What? I don't even know.
Can I
don't
join?
even know if I'm. I don't even know if I'm insinuating the same thing. I'm insinuating.
I'm ready.
Sit. What are you doing?
Well,
Oh.
remember how I did that thing on Mert, and I figured out what he's good at and stuff?
And you did like a backflip or something.
Yeah, what if I tried it on you? Maybe we can like find a hint on what you know and what you do or what you did before.
Ha! I just did the whole Kambuka face meme. Yeah. All right. That's actually a really good idea. I feel like I've got most of it figured out, but you know, if you find any other latent magic in me besides the one little trick that I can do, that would be very interesting. It was the first thing that I learned about myself, is that I could do that.
I mean, it might come up with nothing, but it could come up with something that might help us with the meadery thing.
I think so. What do I need to do?
Just be open to it.
All right. I mean,
Thanks
I don't
for the
believe
bits.
that. You know, I have a feeling that I might not have the mental fortitude to say no if I even wanted to.
You always
but yeah.
have the ability to say no.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Do your.
I'm going to channel divinity and try and figure out his proficiencies.
Okay.
Fun fact from chat, gelatinous cubes are dungeon Roombas.
That's so cute!
They're a little bit deadlier.
Hold on 2 seconds.
No worries.
I was
mean, if
about
you
to be
could-
like, I'll just get my character sheet, but then I'm like, whoa.
Oh, wait.
No, 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 no.
Haha, this character sheet. Which where?
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, there was some stuff going on. All right, so your channel divinity.
Caspian revealed his true form! Oh!
Okay, so you're using the mind link. No, you're not. Which one? Okay.
Probing.
Muscle memory, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And what do I feel anything when she does this, or does it just kind of
Feel probed.
Probing.
Probing on probo.
like do I feel her like going through my filing cabinet?
Jesus.
Okay. So, since you don't necessarily know in this case with this channel divinity, generally, and you would know what proficiency you would be taking, or at least you could probe a bit. So let's roll me a spellcasting ability modifier. A
Sure.
modifying check.
Sure. Where is that? Hang on.
Big rolls.
So the modifier, right?
Yeah, so you would roll a d20 and
Plus
you would
my
add
modifier.
your spell casting ability modifier. So that would be +4, I believe, for you.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Plus $1 billion!
15. 11 plus 4.
Okay. All right.
Huh.
My brain is very easy to like get into.
No, it's probably very hard to get into.
So I'm trying to think of what proficiencies you don't already know. So I'm looking at your sheet. Okay. Nova.
Yeah.
You So, sir, first you feel it does feel more like a pressure. So, like, kind of a pressure kind of closing in on your brain. It's like as if somebody took your brain and just kind of squished it.
Oh, I hate headaches like that.
It's a pressure headache.
Yeah,
It's
so
not
he's like,
But it's gentle.
painful,
I'm trying
but
to be.
it's not
I'm trying to be.
comfortable.
I'm trying to be gentle.
it's just one of the. He's just kind of sitting there like,
Yeah. So it's not comfy by any means, but it is also not painful. Sorry, my housemates are here moving some stuff, so you might hear Caspian being a little vocal.
That's okay.
I think you mean Caspian's revealing. He's shutting
His true form. Oh no.
He's got the little rumbles in his throat.
Oh no.
Little dragon rumbles. Nova,
Yeah.
you now have the proficiency to play the piano.
Oh?
Yeah.
did you find something?
I know how to play the piano now.
An artiste. A
You know how to
performer.
play the piano, Ace.
Well, now I don't.
Well,
I'm thinking about it. I don't know.
well, not right now. You don't. But when I give it back to you, you will.
Well, holy shit! I could have been playing the music here the whole time.
Yeah.
Wait, do we have like a piano or something?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Okay.
The band brought their own instruments.
Mm.
Pianos are expensive.
Someone's waving in the background, so I was like, "Hi."
I think that was Leslie. Hi, Leslie.
Hello.
It's amazing. I would have never thought that I would do something so
Creative.
I was gonna say cultured, but yeah, creative as well.
Well, maybe we should get a piano in here.
If you're saying that I can play it, I mean, how long do you take it away from me?
Like 10 or 15 minutes tops, I think, until I use it.
10 minutes or until you use it. Yeah.
10 minutes until I use it.
Alright.
But I don't have any way to use it. Can I just like start doing like the motions of whatever?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'll do that on like the table and just kind of show him what he knows how to do. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
This is like an Oscar award-winning movie where it's like
No.
the man who lost his memory learns to play the piano again. And they do a montage with all
That's
the
so cool.
with all the fades and wipes. I'm really excited to find a piano now.
Me too.
Is there one in the awning portal?
Is there?
God,
That one bar was playing a stringed instrument.
I think
Three strings.
I think God's frozen.
God might be frozen.
Oh.
God is just judging us right now. I bet they can hear us too.
Alright, so now
No, it would be like pretty cool though.
isn't here, and I grab Raynar and I dip him, and I press my lips fully to his,
Cannon!
and I just go, "That's what you deserve, you little redhead twink."
No, he's an otter. He's an otter.
Oh, he is an otter.
Too much hair to be a
Not-
twink.
Not compared to me. No, yeah, I'm a twink.
You're a twunk, he's an otter. But like, you know what would be really cool? You could like get a little piano and put it by the door. Or like between the door and like the little performance area. And then you could like very angrily be like, and I'm gonna minor illusion while I'm doing this for some like loud piano noises. You could be like, get the fuck out.
Get
And
the
just, like,
fuck out.
Right, yeah, you could like play the piano at people and tell them to leave.
Whoa, hey.
Welcome
Whoa.
back.
Hello, God.
My internet went out for like 2 seconds, but I'm back.
That's okay.
Is there a piano in the yawning portal?
No.
Damn, there's no
Wait.
piano. Hmm?
Yes.
Oh,
So
Hey.
there's like a little stage that has piano on it.
Well, that's something to do. But on the topic of making money,
right.
I look at Raina.
So he's got a big old mouthful of pastry, and it's like just taking a bite, and does that thing where he's like,
When the waiter comes and you're mid-bite.
Like a chipmunk
How's-
with some
how's
big
the
puffy
food?
cheeks.
How's everything here?
"Oh,
Yeah,
wonderful,
Reynard.
actually,
Yeah, did you have
fantastic."
a nice time?
I did actually. Thank you so much. I appreciate the little meal that you left behind for me.
Right. Real quick. I mean, like, I get wasted all the time. And so I'm not trying to like say anything about anyone. Just want to make sure you good. Was that just like a slip, or is this like wasted rainy, like a sign of like some deep-seated psychological issues that you want to talk about? Because like that's why I get fucked up.
no.
Okay.
No.
All right. Just making sure.
I was just having a well-deserved and long overdue night. I figured
Right.
this was a time, if any, to do so.
Okay. Glad we don't have to worry about you.
No.
Right. Money.
Well, what exactly did you have in mind?
Can I be entirely honest?
Always.
I haven't stopped thinking about that one little Xanathar prick that got away.
The eye guy, the
Yeah.
Krentz.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
And I honestly wouldn't oppose if there was any work in dealing with some of those people. Something that maybe people more close to you and I don't want to touch yet, but we're still sort of nobodies, or at least we're unexpected for now. Might as well use that while it's still possible.
Fair enough. I don't particularly know of anything that anybody is contracting out. That does not necessarily mean that you couldn't go looking yourself.
It seems an awkward thing to just sort of ask around about.
We could definitely go and find like there has to be some kind of place where they like people will be like, oh my god, help me, there's like giant lizards in my house and they're attacking my dingo ate my baby, like kind of thing. Like there has to be something.
Well, you
There-
said, job boards.
Yeah, job boards in most of the inns. I mean, you guys could also put some up in your inn if you would like to advertise for other people. But you could probably go to any inn, the Yawning Portal included, and find a job board that would give you just little things that people, I don't know why I'm giving him this accent, little things that people put up for people to do.
That's actually a good idea. We could put a job board up on our own tavern.
The Three of Cups, we're not an adventurer freelance service.
I like it.
I also did want to forewarn you. I did not want to speak business yesterday. Yesterday was not a day to do so. But I did want to forewarn you that there is a certain someone who may be reaching out to you at some point regarding work. Maybe not necessarily today, but soon. And I wanted to make sure you were aware it was coming.
Do we have to be here, or are they gonna like send us those little magic flying papers?
Magic is definitely the word to describe how she would contact you. A good friend of mine, but an intimidating friend of mine. So just someone I wanted to make sure you were more prepared for, especially considering her standing within the city.
So like a scarier version of what Nova can do with like the talking in the head.
I wouldn't necessarily say scarier, but definitely more powerful. No offense, Nova.
Rude.
The Black Staff. Version
Who?
so far. The Black
Who?
Staff.
Do I know what that is?
Roll a history check for me, please.
Okay. Natural 1.
No. You've heard the name, the Black Staff, before. You are unaware of who she is or what she does. It's just kind of been a name on people's lips you've heard before.
Right. Don't know her.
Actually, do I know?
Go ahead.
Before I talk.
You can roll 2 as well.
Natural 20.
What the fuck?
Okay. Yeah, you do know who the Black Staff is. You know exactly who she is, actually.
Yeah. The Black Staff is Tallice. Have you seen the like gigantic fucking like black tower in the city that we kind of can see from like most parts of the city?
It's very hard to miss. You've seen it.
I mean, like, yeah, I've seen it, but I'm usually looking at like other stuff, like little rats on the street.
As the Black Staff Tower of the Black Staff Academy, as in like where people come from all around the world to come and learn magic, and she runs it.
Ooh, sounds very bougie.
Do I know about her connection with Force Grey?
With a 20, yes, you do.
And she's in charge of this thing. Well, I learned about her. I didn't know. I learned about her through this thing that she's sort of in charge of too, called Force Grey. Serious adventuring types, you know, probably like super serious. They mean total business. And she's sort of the one that oversees them as well. What will the Black Staff want with us?
Well, like I said, her and I are good friends. Have been for a long time. Your names came up in conversation in keeping up with each other, and she's very curious as to who you are.
Great. You know that whole thing about how I was just saying, like, we're unexpected. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, it's getting to a point where you're not very much not nobodies anymore. How does that feel?
Weird.
I mean, I'm already like really popular, so it's like kind of hard to avoid. It's fine though.
It's kind of hard to explain. It feels. That's too conceited of me. That's too rude. I can't say that. I was going to say it feels right, and that's really rude.
There's nothing wrong with it feeling right to be loved and famous or infamous. Just don't get cocky.
But that is something that is going to be coming to you eventually. I don't think the way that it's very important for you to understand how Vashra works. She's a sweetheart. And it's important to not be intimidated by her stature or her position, despite the fact that that is what she wants you to be. She is going to test you.
I hate tests.
But it's not going to feel like a test. She'll give you a task and she wants to see how well you do, essentially.
This is like a third time. Why is everyone testing us?
To measure your trustworthiness, perhaps. I know that's at least what Mert was doing.
Can't they just like look at us and test us on our like coolness and just like we pass immediately? Ugh.
You passed my test when I looked at you and decided whether or not you were cool.
I wink at him.
Coming off the water bottle sip, that was good. Just the like, I wink at him.
Yeah, just a little like.
I am meeting today with Mert to discuss what you asked me to discuss with him regarding getting you into that manor on more legitimate terms. But I can broach the subject of another task with him then, if you would like.
Yeah, because it's sort of, we already owe him money, and I didn't necessarily know that you were going to go to him again, so that's sort of...
Would you prefer that I ask other sources?
Should we
I also, if I'm going to owe somebody, I don't want to owe like 4 different people. Might as well keep it all in the same roof.
I don't even have to say... I act as a messenger quite frequently with Mert. I don't even have to say that it's for you, or I could just say that there's someone that needs something to do. We could make it would be interesting for him to pay you your salary for doing the job, and then for you to use the money that he pays you for the salary to then pay him back. It could just be between us.
I love it.
How the
I
hell
love
does
it so
this,
much.
How the hell
We're
does
such
this economy
trolls.
work? How does this economy work if we're just all passing around the same $20?
I mean, isn't that what the entire art community does?
Let's do it. We gotta get it. We've been talking too much, sir's like so.
I mean, do you think we should should we wait for word about that from you, and in the meantime just maybe do a little job board, just so powerful, knock it out in 30 seconds kind of thing?
Are you asking my opinion?
Well, I mean, Raynar, your opinion is always valuable and wanted. But since you're probably not going to be the one having to kill lizard dingo rats in somebody's house, it's probably, I was going to prioritize them, but that doesn't mean you're less important.
He'll just start eating his pastry again.
Nova? Is that a good plan for you? Or do you have something that you'd like to do while we wait to hear about the mansion thingy and Mert?
I mean, I like the idea of us checking out the meadery, but if we need money right now, I'm okay with doing the job board. We should also set up our own job board, just saying.
Right. So, well, I mean, sir, if we get into this manor thing, do you still want to go to the meadery?
Yes. Yeah. I think that there's something to be learned at both.
I think so too.
Okay, right. So definitive vote. Meadery, job board.
Right now?
Yeah.
I want to leave that to Ace because this is his thing. If you want to focus on your memories, I feel like we should do the meadery, but if you rather focus on maintaining our money and salary for maintaining this place.
Let's try and combine the two a little bit. Either let's look at job boards close to the Undercliff, or we look for work in the Undercliff and try and knock out both.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay.
Do we know where a job board is?
Most inns are taverns.
The big one's there's probably a good one at the Yawning Portal then, right? Probably a nice thick one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Yawning Portal then.
Okay.
We can't keep giving them money if we're competition now.
This is about when your employees have started to arrive and are getting things cleaned up, set up. Food
Oh,
is
I
starting to
mask
be
of
prepped.
many faces before the first one comes in.
Okay, that's fair. All right. So exiting the Three of Cups to head to the Yawning Portal. Okay. So you leave and emerge into these streets of Waterdeep. Let me pull up. To head to the Yawning Portal. So heading down through the streets of Waterdeep on this fine, cool, but sunny day.
Can I just
in
do
autumn.
like a perception check on the way to see if I can hear any city rumors happening today?
Sure. Go ahead and roll.
Not good. 15.
Okay. So walking through Waterdeep, you first hear lots of voices. You hear specifically as you're moving through, because you're in the North Ward, you're moving south into the Castle Ward, and then the edge of the Trade Ward into the Trade Ward where the Yawning Portal is. As you're moving through the Castle Ward, you hear specifically two people having a conversation. One of them says, the ghost of the Black Viper is back from the dead. A century ago, that burglar and assassin plagued this city, and now they're returned, and with flair.
Okay. Kristy knows what that's about, but anyway.
So that is one thing that you hear.
Okay. Black Viper.
With the 15, though, it is difficult to pick out much more conversation in the din of the crowds that you're moving through.
Okay. What were they saying again about the? I know, but I just want to double check what she actually heard.
The ghost. I sent it in the chat. But
Oh,
this is
okay.
the ghost of the Black Viper is back from the dead. A century ago, that burglar and assassin plagued this city, and now they've returned.
Gotcha.
And with flair.
Gotcha. Thank you.
You're welcome.
God damn it! Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Try not to metagame.
It's okay. I trust you. As you guys are actually, can I have a perception check from everyone?
Should I do a new one or should I keep that one?
No, we'll keep that one. That's fine.
Okay.
Not great. 5.
Okay.
13 after a -2.
Hey.
So then as you're moving through the where the Castle Ward meets the North Ward, this is a little bit after you hear this, Nova, as you're walking through the streets. Sir and Nova, you notice you're being followed.
Motherfucker. By who?
I'm like skipping, like la 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 la. I probably caught a bug.
Oh, speaking of bugs, hello, friend.
Uh-oh.
There's a cricket on my desk.
Oh! Random?
It's the real little dragon. That cricket.
Oh no!
We had info on the wrong cricket.
Oh no!
Okay.
We have all
So
of us been
you kind of
deceived.
peek over your shoulder. And it takes a couple of times of like looking to kind of see who's following you because they duck into a crowd when they see you looking. Appears to be a roughly 12 or 13-year-old boy, human boy.
Sir kind of, he's doing the same thing that Nova's looking, and so I look at you. It's like
What's the... Do you see that boy?
Yeah, I do. He's
Do-
been following us for a little bit.
Do you recognize him?
I don't think so, otherwise God would have told me. No. Oh, he's just
Can I do an insight check on this kid?
Sure.
Does
What are
he-
you looking for?
Like, is he scared? Is he, like, malicious? Is he looking for help?
curious.
Is he lost?
Roll an insight check.
Does he need help?
Let's see.
You good, bro?
23.
Definitely not malicious. But he doesn't seem to be in distress.
Okay. Okay. So he's not a lost kid looking for help. Okay. That would change things. I'd be like, oh my god, you need help!
But he's also not going to come up to us with like a little knife.
Okay.
Hi!
I got me in the ankle!
Okay, I'll just keep a passive note of where he's at while we're walking. And kind of like, I might actually approach him eventually, but I just want to keep an eye on him.
He does continue to follow you as you go through the castle ward.
Okay.
And then moving into, if you keep going to a point where you're getting close to the yawning portal and you're kind of moving towards the trade ward, he's continuing to follow you.
Can I help you? To him.
He like freezes in place and is like looking like down at the.
I turn around and look at him.
I grab Tallice's shoulder and be like, we're stopping walking now.
What?
So you turn around and look at him. You look
Are you
straight at
okay?
him. His eyes go wide, and his arms like fall like to attention basically at his side, and he nods.
You can respond to this message.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be following you.
No, it's okay. What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. I'm sorry. I'll go. And he
No,
starts to turn.
don't leave. It's okay.
Stops,
You're not in trouble.
turns back, walks up to you guys a little, keeping probably a 10 to 15 foot distance.
Do you need help?
No. Are you still talking to him
Mhm.
with the message? Okay.
I lean over to Tallice and it's like, I think we have a fan.
Another one for the list.
God, I love you.
What's your name?
No.
No?
Nods.
Hi, I'm Nova.
Hello.
Hello.
He's very sheepish.
Do you want to say something? Is that why you're following?
If you recall, I've told you all before that not many people in Waterdeep carry weapons.
Oh.
He thinks we're cool.
It's typically something that the guard do. Carry weapons.
That's true.
So when people are walking through Waterdeep carrying weapons, it's usually pretty well known that those people are more likely to be adventurers.
So really, this is like mostly me.
Yeah, because mine's just a staff. Mine doesn't even look like anything.
I was just hoping you would do something cool, that's all.
Oh. Wait, does he
I-
say that out loud or in his head?
In his head to know.
Fuck!
I'll message the two of them. He wants us to do something cool, I think.
I mean, I can do that. Hey, kid!
He looks at you.
Check this out! And I'm gonna silent image. This is such a bad idea, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna silent image what my interpretation of a lizard dingo rat, like running around him in circles. and like dancing, doing like a little like doggy rat lizard.
On its hind legs, just dancing.
Yeah.
He looks down and he's kind of like lifting his foot as it's running around him, but he's laughing. He's paying attention. He's delighted. He's absolutely infatuated.
And then I just stop it.
I don't have magic, so I'm gonna try and do a sleight of hand with making a coin disappear into the like behind him.
Oh, cute!
He's 13, he's gonna think you're so lame.
But it's so
Hold
cute.
Hold on though. So I get down real low. I take out a gold coin.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, how about this? You keep your eye on the coin, and then if you can guess which hand I put it in, you can have the coin. All right?
He nods.
And then I put them behind my hand, and I drop it into my mage hand.
Okay. He will point to your right hand. And he's
And then I bring the mage hand around and float it up between us.
That's cheating!
Take it!
He reaches slowly and attempts to take it.
Ace!
Here. I lower it down into his hand.
He
I
takes
see
it and he looks at you. Have you ever killed anyone?
No.
Why?
Why?
You've
Because
got a
killing.
sword.
Here's the thing about the really big sword, alright? You win 100% of the battles that you don't have to fight. The big sword. Hold on. I didn't say I'd never hit anybody with the sword. I've hit people with the sword really hard. I just make sure that they can get up if they need to. You know?
Did they almost die?
Yeah, they kind of almost died.
Okay.
I almost died.
She did almost die.
I'm gonna like lift up my like little shirt and show the scar of the bullet hole.
Down looking at
I was shot right here
with a gun?
with a gun. It really hurt.
How
By
were
an
you
assassin.
shot with a gun? Gods are only supposed to have guns. How did you get a gun? How did somebody shoot you? Did a god shoot you?
No, a very bad man. He's in jail now.
I
You
caught
put
him.
someone in jail.
Mhm.
Did
caught
you
him.
catch him or did the god catch him?
No, I caught him. I chased him through the streets in the middle of the night and I punched him multiple times in the face. He tried.
So you didn't even use your sword to shot your friend.
That was like in
Listen.
fits of giggles right now. This is the most adorable thing. Oh my god.
Listen here. These, when you got these, sometimes people aren't even worth the sword.
Holds his arm up.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Can I
But
hold it?
the sword
The sword.
Isn't
is
it?
bigger than
It is bigger than it.
He holds his arm.
How tough does this? How muscular does this 13-year-old look?
Pretty scrawny.
He's gonna hold it and drop it on his foot.
Let me check something.
Do it.
You can
Well,
give him the
because
smaller version.
Actually, that's well. I still don't want to hand a 13-year-old a sword on the street, Nova. Okay, let's see. I'll show you something cool with my sword. And
He looks disappointed.
hold on, you are impatient. And I click the switch, and but I don't want to draw it on the street. I pull it out, but not all the way. So I do that, and then I click it in, and then I pull the whole sword up.
Can I
It's a
hold
sword.
it?
I don't want you to get in trouble on the.
There's no one here.
Really?
There are no guards here. That's what he means. There's no guards.
Are there guards there?
Roll perception.
I have
18.
Yes. Up the street, there's a group of the watch.
an idea.
Where are your
Why
parents?
don't you come by the Three of Cups maybe tomorrow and we can show you some cool things.
Where's that? What's the Three of Cups?
It's in the North Ward, and it's a really cool tavern. You're kind of young, so you can't come, like, late at night, and we won't give you drinks because you're a kid, but, like, if you come in the morning before we open, then we can, like, maybe show you some... I can show you how to maybe get the power to do this magic stuff, and I minor illusion some, like, little sparklies.
He giggles as they like fall down over him.
But you have to come there to learn this.
I really don't like disappointing a kid, but I'm quite sure it's illegal to brandish your weapon on the street, and I already got a strike. I didn't tell the kid that I was also arrested.
So he points at Sir. Tomorrow. He holds his pinky out.
Yeah.
Oh, you better do it.
You better do it.
Wait! If we die today, we won't be there. But that's because we're crazy cool adventurers. But unless we don't die, then we'll definitely be there.
He holds his pinky out.
Fair trade.
Now, where are your parents?
I don't know. Probably at home.
Oh. Okay. I like put a hand on his head. I was like, okay, you need to work on your wording.
What do you mean?
I thought you meant you had no idea where they were at all.
I don't know where they are. My father could be at work, my mother could be at work, they could be at home, they could be shopping. I don't know where they are.
Those are all normal places for it to be. I thought you meant that you were...
I'm not an orphan.
I wasn't... Am I being schooled by a 13-year-old
Yes!
right now?
Are you getting your shit handed to you by yet another NPC? Yes.
Now look. When you show up, I'll let you hold the sword if you can beat me.
Really?
Yeah.
If I
Yeah.
could beat you, like, he holds his fist up.
Like a strength contest, so you need to train as much as you can in that time.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Tomorrow.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
You went on
Robot.
about it.
You went robot.
Use that gold.
Use that gold
use
to.
that goal.
Oh!
Oh,
Hello? Now
We
there's
can't
no
hear you.
voice. We can't hear you.
Hello?
hello.
We hear you now.
Use that gold. Buy something nice for your mum.
Okay.
Okay.
Tomorrow. And he runs off.
He's
I
so
could
cute.
almost. I could. That's.
That kid is like probably going to freaking destroy you.
How do you spell his name, Chel?
Nihl. No.
Nihl.
I want to hold my sword in the middle of the street, like I don't already have. Fucking.
Yeah,
Awesome.
there's literally a god like right there.
Oh no, he's just a kid. He's excited.
That's why I said we go to our place, and that way we're in a closed area and it's safe.
Yeah.
And we can give
It's-
him adult supervision.
Well, it's just. I need to. I can't hide this thing. I'm really realizing.
Yeah, it sucks to be you, and I just hold my like tent pole, like ooh.
Well, I could.
I have my little like pimp cane.
Do you think actually no that you could maybe just sew like a little thing on the inside of my cloak so I can just sort of hang my at least the smaller sword in there so it's not as apparent?
Probably, yeah.
All right.
We'll do that
I might
later.
have to leave. I might have to leave the big razor at home, but I can at least have the hammer or the pick and the lighter sword on the inside. That's
Okay.
easy.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to
Okay.
the hunting portal.
Let's go. Let's go there.
Okay. So you finish your walk because you guys got to about the edge of the trade ward before you confronted the child. So you finish your walk to the yawning portal. You enter. It is lunchtime, so it is pretty busy.
Do we see Liara?
No, actually.
Oh.
I mean, we did give her a hell of a paycheck.
Do we see Floon? No, he's probably still yeah. Do we see Yagra and or Davil?
No, you don't see anybody.
Everyone's freaking hungover as heck.
You do see Durnan. Durnan's there, but you don't see any of the other people.
Well, we
We're
didn't
not-
invite. Well, I guess we couldn't have.
There's
We're
a
not
piano.
here- We're not here for drinks. We're not here for food.
Uh,
I do want to try the piano.
There's a piano.
Go look at the board.
Okay. So me and Tallice will look at the board while he goes saunters up to the keyboard.
All right. So there are a few things on this board. The first thing that you see. Oh, where's my job board? Shit. Is a piece of paper stating unexplained windstorms happening in the city of the dead. It has been shut down to mourners and priests alike until safety can be guaranteed. Any adventurer who may be able to help, please report to Father Tyre or Sister Sumali at the Temple of Wonders in the Sea Ward. A reward will be provided.
Ooh. Kristy
the
looks
City
at-
of Dead is kind of close to. That's on the eastern side, right?
Yep.
Is there a gate?
There's
in
a
the
couple.
east?
There's a couple gates.
Mm.
There's like 3 gates that go into the city, right?
That one would be good.
There's also. Let me read through. Here. Just a series of letters tucked into a ripped piece of paper in the corner. I will not read them out loud. It's literally just a jumble of letters.
Wait, what? Hold on. That's shoved into an.
It's just like a little ripped corner piece of paper tucked in the corner of the board.
It's one piece of paper, or is it like several little strips?
It's one piece of paper with written in ink.
I take it.
Okay. There is another one that says, if you consider yourself a proficient fighter or talented mage, meet with our humble servant Mandalore in the Red Dusk Inn on High Road Street. The rewards are manifold and the work is truly exciting. We are constantly searching for new talents and eagerly await your applications.
Mandalore at Red Dusk Inn?
Yes. There is another one.
Yo, are we playing D&D?
Bruh.
Are we getting side quests?
We're getting traditional D&D side quests, guys.
Are we going to roll initiative in this episode?
There is
No.
another. Where'd it go?
Unless we start like doing a lot of time skips.
Where'd it go?
Just think about Lemon Demon.
Why? What?
You started dancing.
Oh. It's like, hello? Where did it go? Where'd it go?
Where did it go? Where did it go?
Where did you come
Okay.
from? Where did you go?
Can't find the exact wording, but basically there is one that, because I can't find my freaking notes, one that states issues with scarecrows on the Snow Beetle farm.
Oh.
Any able-bodied people, your assistance would be greatly appreciated, essentially.
Why
found it.
Why did you both go, oh?
Outlying farms are being terrorized by scarecrows come to life. They've slaughtered livestock, chased horses, and spooked farmers. No one's been killed yet. However, we would like to prevent that, so any able-bodied adventurers, your assistance would be greatly appreciated.
Because it's spooky and it's almost Halloween. And
No, Kristy also knows what that one's about too.
Ooh. Well,
I'm going to attempt to play the piano.
ooh.
Okay.
Kind of walk
Go
up.
ahead and roll a performance check.
Kind of walks up. Sits. And it's performance. So.
With proficiency, I guess, for piano.
Okay.
Yep. And then, yeah.
Dirty 20.
It is as if it's muscle memory. And a melody that you don't even know starts, or at least you didn't think you knew, starts to come from your fingers, dancing across the keys.
Okay. He just sort of falls into it.
Yeah,
Forgets
it's one of
everything.
those, like, you don't even know what your fingers are doing. Like, you set your fingers on the keys and just suddenly this is exactly where they're supposed to be. You've done this your whole life. They know exactly what to do. It's just kind of muscle memory. And throughout the entire bar, this very melodic piano music just kind of starts to echo across the wood, to the point where the din does quiet down quite a bit. These people aren't typically used to having live music at this point in the day.
Is it like happy? Is it sad? Is it suspenseful? Is it whimsical? Is it a spooky Halloween tune?
This
I would
is
say-
Halloween. This is. Oh, sorry.
Can I choose one?
Yeah, sure.
I think that he would actually. It's sad. It's
Like
somber.
melancholic?
It's Yeah, it's
That's
melancholic.
what I was gonna say. We vibing.
Bro, we're literally just vibing right now. Whoa, that's like really
Yes.
good.
Yeah, you see, guys, as you're looking at the board, can hear this music start to just go across the bar.
Ooh, I'm so proud.
Yo, like what is wrong with him though? Do you hear how sad this is, Nova? This is like
It is pretty sad, but it's really beautiful.
is he okay?
Yeah, he will be.
Okay. So you finish playing through your tune. Probably a good 3 or 4 minute song, honestly. And the last note is played. You kind of lift your fingers, and the bar does kind of not erupt, but it's very polite, like clapping.
Stand up, kind of do like a
Oh.
and come back down.
That was so good, Ace.
Thank you. The worst part is that I don't know what the name of the song is.
That's okay.
What do we have on the board?
Well, there's a job for stopping some windstorms in the city of the dead. There's this weird note. Look at this. I'm gonna hold it up. And then something very, very vague about some person named Mandador at the Red Dusk Inn, and then something about scarecrows on Snow Beetle Farm.
Can you be a little bit more specific with any of those? You know, what do you mean by some things with scarecrows?
I mean, look at the fucking note. It's right here. I don't know. It's literally basically all that it says. That they haven't killed people, but like
Outlawing farms are being terrorized by a scarecrow. Scarecrow come to life. Slaughtered livestock.
yeah.
I mean, I think that. Yeah, I think that we can deal with us freaking, you know.
Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Little bitch. Get out of straw. Where's their farm in the city?
A field ward? You mean the field
The
ward?
Undercliff.
The Undercliff.
The field ward isn't actually a field.
Hi, JJ.
It's a misnomer.
Oh, that's right. The field ward is the one that's like still in the wall. Why do they call it? Hi, JJ. Well, Undercliff is where the direction we would like to go anyway. So, I think we should.
I think
deal
it
with
lines
now.
up.
I think it's very good for Halloween.
What's Halloween?
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
Oh.
What is Halloween?
Oh.
Do we all just start dancing again?
We'll call it Fright Night. You're gonna be there. Okay. Why don't we take a moment here, mostly because I have to go to the bathroom really bad. Take a break.
Sure.
Okay.
Tight.
So we will be back in like 5 to 7-ish minutes to continue with moving to the Undercliff and seeing what's going on with that damn scarecrow.
Hell yeah! Alright, we will be RB. See you soon.
say hi.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Waterdeep Dragon Heist. I'm your DM, Chel. And here we are. They wanted me to do that.
We playing.
Okay.
Haha.
You guys got your notice boards. What are we doing?
We're gonna go
To the Scarecrow.
to the underground.
Okay. Undercliff field trip.
We're
Sounds
literally
like-
just gonna be vibing with the Scarecrow.
All right. I have like 3,000 tabs open. So I'm going to figure myself out here really quick. While you were in the tavern, is there anything else that you guys would like to do? You've played the piano.
I mean, none of our friends are there, so is it even worth getting drunk with
Is it
these
even
two?
worth it?
I mean, I would ask, see, I would ask Dernan, like, why isn't Liara in? But it's probably, he would just be like, she asked for the day off. I don't think I'm gonna get pretty far with that. Liara's,
Do you want to?
you know, well, yes, of course. Yes.
Creepy!
We'll try.
Okay.
Well, she has been here every single time we've come
She
here.
sure has.
True.
So you approach him and he's like, I really hope you don't think I'm going to pay you for that.
For what?
The whole piano business.
Oh, no, you don't know.
He's smiling.
I mean, no. No, I wanted to ask, is Liara not working today?
No, she's not in.
Is she alright? Is she under the weather? Or...
Oh, I'm sure she's fine. She told me she had some business she had to take care of. She works practically every day, so I told her she could have the day to take care of it. Ignore that.
Hello?
Sorry.
Dernan,
I
put your
opened
on
my
silent,
phone
you're
and there
breaking
was a
the-
TikTok out.
Dernan, put your phone on silent. You're breaking the immersion.
I'm so sorry.
My immersion!
She's really talented. Where did you even? I always want. What are you old friends or?
Oh no, she a few years ago just kind of stumbled into my bar needing a job.
Yeah, good on you. She's been really great.
Yeah, she's doesn't take a day off if she doesn't need to, which is fortunate for me. I try to get her to take vacation anytime I can, but she doesn't really have it. I think she likes to people watch more than anything else.
Well, did you know that she dabbles, in the music as well?
I wouldn't call it dabbles. She's quite talented.
It's her words, not mine.
Fair enough. Yeah, she's played here a couple of times. She doesn't like to draw attention to herself too much, though. I've tried to convince her to stop with the whole running position and move that way, but she doesn't really want too many eyes on her.
A people watcher who stumbled in one day asking for a job and doesn't like a lot of eyes on her. She's a curious one, ain't she?
I try not to ask too many questions.
And that's why you run such a good business.
Exactly.
Well,
People know that I won't ask and I also won't tell.
well, I'll take my own advice and leave you to your work then. Thank you for telling me.
You're welcome. I'll let her know that you stopped by. And we're asking after her.
Well, you could tell her that she missed my performance. I'm sure she'd get a kick out of that.
I'm sure she will, actually.
Hmm.
In fact, she'll probably be offended you didn't let her know that you could play as well as you could.
Well, she didn't let me know she wasn't going to be working today. And I smile and I wave.
Okay.
I'm smooth with men.
Apparently,
Don't say anything
Just-
stupid with men.
can't do anything with women. It's fine. We still like you.
Accurate.
We
to
still
me.
stand you.
I was
Still
going to
stand
say that,
up.
but I decided against it. Okay, so what gate from the city are you planning on exiting to get to the Undercliff?
The close one.
The close one.
The
Okay.
one that's close to the Undercliff.
Well, remind me what street. Remind me what street. The Yawning Portal is off of.
The Yawning Portal is off of Cook Street. It's like in an a little like Cook Street and Rain Run.
So the river gate is up on top of the cliff. So even though it's probably the most close, like as the crow flies, it looks like it might be faster to take the north gate.
Yeah, the river gate goes from the cliff and then goes down and up and around.
Yeah.
Whereas the north gate you would go through the city to get to, but then you would go out into the field ward. But it is probably the closest to getting to the farms.
Yeah, we can just do that.
Yeah, I'd say the north gate.
Okay. So heading up through the north ward. Up through the castle ward. And then the north ward. Moving through the city. You go. You see, moving through the castle ward. Where'd it go? So walking through the streets, walking on the sidewalk, there's crowds just as there always are. Are you going to be taking a dray or are you walking?
Dray.
Easy enough. So a copper from each of you. So dray picking you up in the trade ward / castle ward is going to be taking main roads mostly. So taking Waterdeep Way and then the high road all the way through to the north ward. So you're not seeing too much of the activity going on in the city other than people walking down the sidewalks. There's lots of vehicle traffic on these roads because they're mostly the main roads. But making your way through the castle ward to the north ward, you are dropped off outside the field ward because the dray will not take you further.
I will have you to know, up to my current memory, this is my first time stepping out of the city, out of the walls.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. As far as I know, I've never been outside the walls at all. My whole life.
Well then, I suppose this calls for a small, and I take out a handful of glitter, and I throw it at a celebration! There's a whole big world out there, sir. It's just waiting for you to take a bite.
Right. Let's go stab a scarecrow.
We hoofing it.
You're hoofing it. So moving through the gate into the field ward, there is a very stark change from the city you saw behind the walls to the city you're seeing now in this new wall structure. The field ward is not actually a ward of the city. It is not an official ward. It used to be a caravan yard between Waterdeep's northernmost walls and was kept entirely free of settlements. But as refugees of various horrible things, calamities have kind of come and settled over the years, it has turned into a slum, essentially. Because it is not a ward of the city officially, the Watch does not patrol this area at all. So a lot of crimes will go uninvestigated. There is the city guard that maintains the walls that will oversee the field ward from what it can see, but they only get involved when people who are moving in and out of the city are threatened. It's as you kind of enter this area of the city, it's muddy. There is a very putrid stench of sewage because the Dung Sweepers Guild doesn't get out here to clean up the streets. Very pungent smell of urine. It's very clear that the people here are very poverty stricken. There's no sewer system. There's also a lot of smells relating to like leather tanning, slaughterhouses, smokehouses. Most of the really noisy, smelly sorts of operations have been pushed out of the city proper and have been moved into the field ward to make the actual city a bit more of an enjoyable place to be. So being here now in the field ward, it is not the most pleasant of experiences. But it is very clear that it is not the most pleasant of experiences because these people are very neglected by the city.
Sorry, someone just said country hags make do in the chat.
Why?
Because we're talking about hags that live in corn.
Oh, Angie. Is it Angie or someone saying that because of the corn hags? Cheyenne.
It's Dakota. I love you.
I knew it was gonna be one of them.
One of ours.
Corn hags.
Come on, Dylan. We need to collect our people.
Round them up.
Bring them around back. No, okay. Poverty, sadness.
Yeah, it is not the most.
Are there like people
pleasant of
begging?
places to be? Oh yes, especially
look-
with the way that you guys look. You are unfortunately, you unfortunately stick out kind of like a sore thumb. So, and people do travel in and out of this area frequently. It's one of the only ways into this gate of the city. You have to go through the north or through the field ward to get to that gate of the north ward. So you're not the first group of people to come through here. Lots of merchants will come through here if they're coming from the north. Sorry.
Emerging.
So lots of merchants will be coming in and out of this area. So people will frequently be posted by these gates and begging. So there are elderly women, elderly men, children in rags, people wearing, and not everybody's just like in like rags. People are wearing normal like common clothing, but generally it's there. You're not going to see people dressed the way that you are.
I mean, these people are allowed to go in the city. They're not being like barred, right? Or
No, they're not being barred.
okay.
There's not a taxation system that keeps them out, but
That's in Baldur's Gate, which I don't know, but I know.
I
right?
know.
yes, that is like
Oh,
Baldur's
man.
Gate. There is a taxation system in place keeping that,
All
that
right.
preys upon poor people.
I mean,
I'm gonna give out some gold to some of them.
Okay.
I don't know how many there are, but I'm gonna
So,
try to give
a
gold to as many
very,
people as I
a
can.
very nervous looking gnome man kind of comes up to you guys and is holding this bag, and he kind of approaches you very quietly, waiting for an opportune moment to speak because you guys are also giving money a little bit to a couple of other people. But he kind of steps forward. I don't mean to bother you at all, but you look like you might be a bit interested in something perhaps a bit magical. I'll sell it to you for 50 gold.
What is it?
Oh, it's a magic bag.
What does it do?
It is a bag, and when you reach inside of it, it can hold all kinds of things. More things than just a normal bag.
Like it's like bottomless?
Can we test it?
Not bottomless, but it is definitely close to bottomless.
Alright, can I have a demonstration?
Sure. Do you have something big that won't look like it'll fit in here? And it's a probably about this big, like messenger bag kind of style.
Do it.
I mean, this isn't. Well, it's not an official ward of the city.
yeah,
right?
you're outside of the
No.
city. Fucking do it.
I'm like making sure that no one's like worried, but I'll very carefully draw the regular long sword.
Absolutely, sir. Take it and I'll hold the bag open and you just slide it on in there. And your sword goes in.
Can I wave my hand under the bottom?
Yeah. He's like, it's absolutely real.
That's very impressive. Where did you find this?
Oh, it's something that I acquired. I've collected items over the years, and generally these types of things are something that you want to keep just because they're. I mean, it's cool, right? It's pretty fancy. I mean,
Did you kill someone for this?
I did not kill someone.
Tallice.
Did he?
I resent the accusation a little bit, ma'am.
I mean, you look pretty tough. I feel like you definitely could have killed someone for this. But
I'm
all
going
right.
to choose to take that as a compliment.
It is from her.
Okay. No, I did not kill someone for it. It's just one of those things I wanted in a card game, but I'm a little down on cash, and these normally go for quite a few bit more than 50 gold, but 50 gold is what I mean, 50 gold is a steal.
I could
How
give you
much do
50
they
gold.
normally? How much do they normally
100
go
gold.
for?
200 gold, depending on who you talk to, maybe even 250.
I'll give him 50 gold.
I will give him another 50 gold. I don't want to swindle this man.
I'm holding. I was before they paid. I was going to say like it is impressive, but I'm trying to save my money.
Nah, I'll
'Cause I
give it.
Wait, all right, no, I'm going to throw another 20. Hold on, not 50. I'm going to give him 25 on top of the 50.
So
I don't want to
75
swindle
gold.
him. Yeah, that makes me sad.
Okay, 75 gold. I mean, that's very generous of you. Are you sure?
Yes, I don't want to just, like, if it's worth more than 50, I don't want to just steal it from you for 50. That makes me, like, feel really bad on my inside.
I got it for free, ma'am. You don't have to give me more gold than you want. I'm just trying to feed my family for a little bit. That's all.
I hand him the 50.
Bag's yours, ma'am, and he hands it to you. You can add a bag of holding to your inventory.
Hell yeah!
Oh, snap. All right, I guess
I would lean in your ear and I would be like, if you still want to give him the 25 gold and just say that he can feed his family and maybe his neighbor's family as well, with kindness, pass it along.
Wait, don't. Wait, here. Just think of this as like a finder's fee for acquiring this for us. Like you're the middleman, and then you can feed other people that you know aside from your family. Just take that. There
Pay
you
it
go.
forward.
Are you sure? I'm sure I've got something else that I could give you. And he's starting to dig through his own bag.
I'm gonna put
I
my
mean-
hand on his hand.
No,
Don't-
just pay it forward.
You can tell us where you find your residence and perhaps we can come by and look at all of the other things that you have, like proper business.
That's very, very kind of you. There's an inn, the Inn Shift Tavern, to the east. I live just 2 doors down.
What's your name?
My name is, as I look at my notes, my name is Glorifer Ambleweiss. You can call me Glory.
That's a nice name.
Thank you again. I hope you enjoy your bag. I'm sorry for bothering you. You look like you're on your way to do something.
You're not bothering us.
No bother at all.
Have a nice day. I throw glitter on him as he runs away.
And he tips his hat and turns and he's like, what the?
Just comes home covered in glitter. His wife's gonna be like, "What the fuck did you do?"
While we've been kind of like helping out some of the beggars, I would specifically, I would say specifically maybe like single. I would try to single out like single parents with children and very elderly, and tell them that they should, if they can, make their way to the Temple of Kalimvor.
Okay.
In the sea, it's in the Seawood. It's got and I would describe the symbol, and you can just say that you were sent there by Sir. They helped me. They can help you too. There was a time when I didn't have anything to my name either. I understand.
All right, thank you for the advice.
And of course, I'm also giving out.
I'll give Ace his sword back.
Okay.
Oh no, I never let it go. And
Oh, okay.
I dipped it in and I put it back on my back.
Okay.
But
right.
I'll give around. I'll say like I spread out 10 gold worth, and I'll take that out between people.
Okay. Sounds good.
Hey,
So you guys
Nova.
continue. Oh,
Okay.
Hold the bag open. Can I
This is
no.
dangerous.
Can I try to put my leg in?
sure.
I'm dressing you put your pants on.
It works.
Can I Sarah, hold my hand.
This seems like an incredibly bad idea. I don't know why this is the first thing you're thinking of doing. Hold your hand.
I just want to put my other leg in.
It works.
And I'm kicking my legs.
You're just kicking it in empty space.
What do you think will happen if I let go?
Don't let go.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Ace!
I pull you up. That's a bad idea.
Oh, I really want to go in there. Okay.
My sword didn't touch the bottom, so.
I think when we get home, we should prop it open with a stick, and then I can climb in, and then maybe I can just climb back out.
What have you done, Chel?
I just think it
She's just gonna go swimming in the back of the
Anyway, one of you should hold on to that.
I'm holding it.
Okay.
Let's find one of these farms.
So continuing to make your way through this field ward, you see a lot of the same. The houses are either very dilapidated wood houses or thatched roofs, very shack-like. It's basically a slum, unfortunately. But moving through the city, all the way to the far north gate that brings you out of the city onto the high road, you are able to exit Waterdeep.
We're on the road out of
This
Waterdeep.
area is an area of rolling grassland. There are some small wooded areas that you can see a bit north of you, as well as pretty expansive farmland. This is where most of the farmland outside of Waterdeep is in this general vicinity. Moving along the north gate, there is immediately a road that leads to the east. Out in this area, especially as you guys continue walking along this road leading to the east, you do pass Amon's farm, which is the prison farm that's run by the City Watch. Sir was going to be sentenced to hard labor here. So you pass this very large farm on your way by, and through the big palisade walls. It's not so much palisade walls. It's like a gigantic wrought iron gates, basically wrought iron fence. You can see through the fence. It's got the rungs. You can see people working in the fields with City Watch patrolling.
I try and see that drow fuck that shot me.
Sure, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Saloon.
I don't think he was sent here. I think he was sent to the
jail.
jail. Cause
He went to prison.
But
Well, I rolled a 19 plus 6.
You do not see him.
Okay.
You do see a lot of individuals, human, very varied races, human, halflings, gnomes, dwarves, elves, half elves, but you do not see the drow that you had your encounter with.
Okay.
Continuing along. As you leave the city and head further east, you come across a sign leading into a farm that says the Stoutfellow Farm. You've been walking for probably about a half hour to 45 minutes. There is a sign to that farm. There's also a signpost that has a sign pointing to the Stoutfellow Farm saying, obviously, Stoutfellow Farm. And then another path pointing to the right that says Snow Beetle Orchard and Meadery.
That's where we go.
If you were a little bit shorter, sir, you could probably own this farm. Because it's like stout fellow. Get it? Do you think they're all really short?
I believe it might
Short
be.
and stout?
I'm going to guess it's actually probably a family name.
You don't know that.
I just normally would.
It could be a single stout fellow who owns this farm.
You're in toilet. I don't know. Why don't we ask?
No.
He seems kind of like a little bit like not focused because he's looking at like he's seen like the City of the Dead, but he's like looking at like the rolling fields of grass and like the trees, and he's like,
oh, on that signpost also. So there was one pointing to the left, which was directly to the Stoutfellow Farm, which is the one that you're right at. One pointing to the right down the path that led to the Snow Beetle Orchard and Meadery. And then continuing along the path that you're walking on, there was a signpost for the Fyland Meadery.
and that's Elizabeth. All right.
Would we go to the Snow Beetle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. So, continuing along the path to the right where the sign pointed, you walk for another 10 or 15 minutes or so through some farmland. You're walking kind of past the Stoutfellow Farm that's got corn and wheat and different sorts of plants that are being grown. Eventually arriving at the Snow Beetle Orchard and Meadery. If you were expecting just a typical like farm like property, that is not what you get. This is a very affluent orchard and meadery that also doubles as a resort.
Oh.
As well as live music festivals are hosted here. So it's like
a bed and breakfast resort type thing,
going to like wine country, basically.
Okay.
Do we have mead from them in the 3 cups?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
It's good.
Okay.
They make wine and mead here. So there's like a drinking hall that has a gift shop at the guest relations area.
Damn.
Guest relations area?
Damn. Guess we know where we're going if we want a vacation.
And it's very large too. It's even bigger than like the awning portal.
Is it like a hotel, or are there like small like little?
No, it's big like a hotel.
This is where all the rich people staycation.
Essentially, yeah.
Gotcha.
That's how they feel reconnected to nature.
Yeah.
People like this are having a problem with a scarecrow.
Can I like do a perception check to see if there are any scarecrows in the immediate vicinity?
Yeah, sure.
$11.
Nope.
I guess we go to the
Guest relations to see who we talk to.
Is there like a desk?
Yeah.
Reception.
Yeah, we go reception. Concierge.
Yeah, immediately entering the room, but essentially, yeah. Immediately entering the building, there is a rounded counter behind which a halfling woman is sitting. There are people walking around, going in and out of different doors. To the left and to the right, it continues on down hallways. This is a very big, like tall open ceiling. Then you can see there's kind of a mezzanine above you as well, with like rooms and then like hallways that continue along. Very, very well decorated. There's plants. There's different. The windows are big to let in like natural light. It's quite a spread.
Excuse me, madam.
Hello. Welcome to the Snow Beetle Orchard and Meadery. You're a new face. I haven't seen you before. What can I do for you?
Oh, right. Well, you see, my companions and I are, you could call us adventurers, and we saw your little advertisement in the yawning portal. Requesting help with a scarecrow.
Oh,
We'd like to offer
yes.
our assistance.
And she kind of puts her finger to her lips. We don't want to alarm the guests. If you don't mind keeping your voice down a little bit.
Of course.
Thank you. Why don't I take you to the conference room, and then I can bring Valera and Gregor by, and they can give you a bit of a rundown of everything that's going on, okay?
Yes, the conference room. Did you hear that? The conference room, you two.
You have a room just for conversing?
Where else would you converse?
Like, literally anywhere.
Where
is it?
You're just going to set up and have a meeting right here in the main
No, you
atrium.
No, I apologize. You misinterpret me. Please lead the way. I apologize.
She nods. And she hops down. But when she hops down, you can't see her anymore.
She halfling?
The chair was the chair was very clearly tall so that she could be at the right height for the counter. So she hops down and she dips behind the counter, but she comes out and around and she gestures for you to follow her. She leads you, if you continue back behind the counter and then down the hallway a bit, there's a set of double doors that she leads you to. She opens and steps aside. If you just want to wait in here, I can go get Gregor and Valera, and they will be by to let you know what's going on. Appreciate you coming. We definitely need.
What's the other name?
Ray.
Thank you, Miss Lady.
Of course.
My name is Porum, if you wanted to know. It's
Thanks,
nice to meet you.
Mom.
And she will leave. The door that was just opened opens up into a very large room that has basically a gigantic like dining hall table in it that fills up most of the room. It's got like a good like 20 chairs around it. But that's pretty much it.
Wow.
And then a bit like the back wall is just entirely windows that are looking out into the orchard.
Is it nice? Like some nice fall colors?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, all the leaves are changing, huh?
Yeah, it's beautiful. See,
I don't
sit
know.
and wait for a little bit.
I don't know how adventurers do this, where they like come into a fancy place and they're wearing full armor.
Yeah,
Me
like
too.
should we like sit politely, or should we like look like we own it and like spread out?
Well, I mean, it works for you two. You don't really wear like all this armor, but I feel weird. I feel weird everywhere I go wearing this shit.
You could always be naked if you wanted.
I don't know if that would make me feel more comfortable. Actually, a bit. He finds like a chair and he's sitting like kind of how I am, where it's not like super rude, but it is kind of like relaxed, like kind of like leaning, and it's like looking at the door, and it's like
looking out the window, kind of like
yeah,
like-
no, he's looking in the window.
pushing my face up against the glass and kind of like doing like, and then like drawing like smileys in it.
So you guys wait roughly about 10 minutes before two halflings come into the room. Both dressed far more formally than Porum was. She, not that she wasn't dressed formally, but they are very clearly the man and lady of the farm, basically. Valera has curly, chin-length brown hair. Gregor has dark hair that he's got kind of slicked back a bit. Both enter the room. Smile.
I'll stand up when they come in.
Okay. Gregor will come, shake your hand. Go to shake everybody else's hand too.
Is it a firm
Valera-
handshake?
It is.
Okay.
Valera will just kind of curtsy and nod before sitting down at the table.
And then sit back down.
I shall sit.
Hello, says Gregor. Welcome to the Snow Beetle Orchard and Meadery. It's very quick, actually, that you answered our posting. We only posted it just yesterday.
What can we say? We like to be at the cutting edge of all the news and adventurous goings-on of the city.
We frequent the
Awesome.
yawning portal, so
Well, something that I can only commend. I very much like a go-getter sort of personality. Introduce yourselves. Who am I speaking with? I'm Gregor, Snow Beetle. This is my wife, Valera.
my name is, you can call me Ace. This is a wonderful establishment that you have.
Thank you. We've worked very hard to get this up and running. Been in the family for a very long time.
Hi, I'm Nova. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Nova.
You may call me Lady Torres.
Lady, are we a member of any of the Waterdeep noble families?
No, I am not a Waterdavian noble. I hail from Luskin.
Luskin.
How many trees do you have on this property?
I wouldn't know exactly the amount, but I would say roughly into the 200-300s. He's like, okay, like kind of like an anyway.
As I said, a very nice establishment.
Thank you. So as you can imagine, being a very nice establishment, it is a little bit pressing that when we have a problem such as this, it is taken care of, and it is taken care of quickly, and it is taken care of discreetly. I very much would prefer not to have to shut down any part of the meadery or the orchard or any part of the resort. As you could understand, that would be quite a hit to our revenue. And I don't want to have to explain to anyone around that there are scarecrows that are terrorizing the farm bit of our area.
That is a very important specification to make. Is there more than one? Are you aware?
I personally have not seen it. I've only gotten reports from the people who are working on my farms. So no, I can't tell you that there's only one. You could talk, or I could, if you would prefer, talk to the people that are working on the farms. We've got this part of the area is kind of the staging area, so to speak. We've got these parts of the orchard, the meadery, the farms that are kept a little bit more pristine and pretty for the people who are coming into the resorts, so it make it a bit of a tourist attraction, making sure that they are having fun and being able to go out and pick their own grapes and that sort of thing. This isn't the big production area of what we do. The big production area of what we do is kind of further along in the east. That's where we keep also all of our warehouses, storing our wines that are currently made, our meads that are currently made. That's where we keep all of the the different processing and production areas where the grapes are stomped and the mead and the honey for the mead is processed. All of our beekeepers are out there. We've also to maintain revenue to keep things going for the farm. We also, or for the orchard and the meadery, we also have farms out there with different things that we are growing that we provide to Waterdeep in surrounding areas as well as livestock. So that is kind of where we're starting to get the terrorization going of these scarecrows. They seem to be sticking over there, and we don't want them to kind of migrate this way.
So, did the whole livestock killing, horse chasing, farm scaring stuff happen like all at one time, or was this spread out over like more than one instance?
It started about a week ago, about a 10-day ago. We weren't sure exactly what was going on because we would find injured livestock, and we wouldn't know exactly who injured them. Sometimes they even injure themselves if they get into a bit of a scuffle, or if wolves or any predators kind of come in from the east further out. There's some forests over there that we sometimes get wolves that come in and decide that they want to kind of pick at the livestock. So when it first started happening, we weren't exactly sure what was going on. We were finding injured livestock, and we kind of wrote it off as maybe there's a predator that's out there. But then it started to happen more frequently, and then it got worse, and we actually found, and I don't mean to be crass, but an eviscerated carcass of a cow. So that's when we started to get a bit concerned. I increased security in the area just so we could get an idea of what was going on. And then that's when there was a sighting. And when there was a sighting, that's when we were like, okay, we really need to get this taken care of. It's one thing if it's a wolf, because wolves are not going to attack people. I don't know how much you know about wolves, but wolves are very solitary creatures. They're not going to come around if there are people around, which is why I was hoping an increased security would be better and would work. A scarecrow, they're going to attack pretty much indiscriminately.
Do you keep scarecrows on the property normally?
We did, yes, because we do have quite a few issues with crows and the like coming and eating the grapes. They're very much like the sweets. It's a big treat for them. So we do keep scarecrows around. We just didn't expect them to start coming to life.
Right.
Which tells me that somebody probably came in and did something with it, which is another issue altogether.
How many scarecrows do you have on the property?
We have over and I normally keep it in the production area mostly. We have, I believe, 5 scarecrows on the property. During the day when we're around, nothing happens. You go and you poke and you prod, nothing happens. Nobody's the wiser. They don't come to life. They don't attack, nothing. It seems to be only at night that things are going on.
All right. Is there a reason why perhaps why have you not decided to replace them entirely?
Honestly, for fear of being attacked.
Well, I suppose if someone's doing something to them, then that would just happen again.
Exactly. That's kind of my thought process as well. On the same wavelength, you and I.
Well, see, that's the thing, is this leads to another sort of path here. So if we take care of the scarecrows, and then we also potentially, if we could take care of the person or entity behind this, would that be sort of like an additional payment for? Well, how much are you paying to stop the immediate scarecrow problem?
I was going to ask you what your going rate was.
Fuck.
Well, we don't necessarily have a going rate. We sort of, gauge the risk and what it might cost to us in terms of equipment, depending on what the job is. So, how about this for a question? Your inquiry in the advertisement only specified getting rid of the immediate threat of the scarecrows. Are you telling us now that you would like us to additionally
try and figure out who is doing this?
Is that something that you're
Capable of?
capable of? Indeed.
Probably.
Not to be insulting to you in any capacity, frankly, the types that generally take these jobs are more of the hack and slash and get out types, and not the
I kind of like.
investigating. And he's. I didn't want to say anything. Like I said, it is not an insult, but it means there is always a demand for those types of individuals. But if you're saying that that's something that you're capable of, I am more than willing to work with you in figuring out exactly what's going on as well.
I believe it might be within the skill sets of my companions here. They're both magically inclined.
Well, if it's something that you think that you're capable of as a group, and something that comes from this entire ordeal, then by all means, I will add an additional fee for you on top of it.
Okay. Well,
And I kind of like look at you two to like stop me if I'm wrong.
but you run a farm, you run a vineyard, so you would understand that it would be more beneficial to simply try and attack this problem at the root instead of just trimming the tree, so to speak. So, is there anything that comes to mind, someone that would want to pose a threat to your business? A competitor or something along those lines, someone that might be doing this to ruin your bottom line, so to speak.
I don't like to talk poorly
What?
of my competitors. I like to keep a civil relationship with anybody who's around,
I'm sure you do.
but the Stout Fellow Farm
Okay.
are very much the Stout Fellow family are very much people who would want to harm someone else's bottom line in order to help their own.
Do you know of any of them to be practiced in the arcane?
If they are, they're very good at hiding it. But they have the money to hire people if that's something that they prefer.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just to cover all our bases, have you expanded recently out into like any of the more untamed lands beyond the farm?
Oh, we have been looking into expanding the farms, yes, but that's a lot of bureaucratic nonsense with the city first. I can't do anything with land I haven't already purchased.
Okay, so you haven't like cleared any wooded areas.
No, not that I know of. If any of my employees are doing so without actually asking me, then that's a whole nother story, but it's not something I've ever sanctioned.
Good to know.
Right.
Good
You
question.
probably didn't make any fairies mad, but it is still possible.
He gives her another.
Nova seems to be like nodding in agreement with Torres right now. She's
like-
like, actually, that's a good
I'm
point.
She's that serious.
There's like a smile behind the like. But he is not like, that's weird, you're weird kind of look. He's like kind of bemused.
I'm going to telepathically talk to Ace.
Okay.
Is 50 per person too much for a baseline? Or not enough, as I kind of look around.
Here's the trick. I say ask for 300. If he seems offended, say it's split between everyone. If he doesn't seem offended, it's 300 per person.
Manipulating those insight checks for money.
What do you say, girls? Do you think that we could do this?
Yeah, I think it's within our capacity.
Yes.
Alright.
It is a little unfortunate that it's only at night. We do have our own business to run.
Hmm.
That's
And this
taking
is-
time out of our. We're gonna
Right.
have to time it.
And this is doing a little bit more than what the initial advertisement was saying. But Nova, what do you think in terms of a price for the work?
I'd say maybe 300.
Does he seem fazed by that?
I'm thinking.
Inside checks at the ready.
Yeah, we're all like, inside check! It's Saturday, bitch!
He kind of tilts his head. All right, 300. Would that be split between all of you, or would that be 300 each?
Can I gauge? Can I insight check him?
Sure.
Can I gauge what he actually
mean,
expects? I mean,
Dylan right now is saying each. Look at this place. Think about if he had to shut down. Think about how much money he's losing in a day. If he has to shut down.
yeah, that's true.
I think we could get 300 each.
16 plus 6.
22.
22.
Okay.
Thank you.
He doesn't seem offended.
He does not?
No.
I think 300 each would be a fair ask. We are taking time out of our own, especially at night. That if we could do this now, I would say we could offer less. But at the current standing, I think 300 each is probably fair to ask if we're doing all of this.
I think considering that it is a bit more than the original posting asked for, I think that that's more than fair.
All right.
All right. We'll get to work immediately then.
Is there anything that you need from me? Do you need me to pull anybody from any of the farms, any of the warehouses, anything like that, or is it something that you just kind of want to figure out along the way?
Could I talk to the people that immediately were at the sighting?
Yes, absolutely. Sure. That is definitely something that is possible. I will, and he kind of looks over at Valera, who you notice actually has not spoken this entire time. She's just been like fingers.
Does she look irritated at the price?
Roll an
Do it, Kristy, do it!
I want to.
Oh, good thing I have advantage. 15 plus 6.
21.
No, she does. No, she
Okay.
does not seem irritated at the
Okay.
price. She looks. It could be misconstrued as bored. This is probably a common occurrence. Gregor probably takes the helm pretty frequently.
And can you remind me, are they married or are they just partners, business partners?
He said my wife.
Okay.
My wife, Valera.
Okay.
My wife.
My wife.
Okay.
But it doesn't look like he's like stopping her from intervening. She's just bored with it.
He hasn't like held his hand up to her, nothing. She
Okay.
just has kind of taken a backseat.
I mean, fair. It's not your bullshit to deal with, not mine.
Yes, absolutely. I can get you in contact with anybody who was there. So you want people who saw it?
Yeah.
Like any of the sightings? What is it that specifically do you want people who are working there who saw the cows? What is it that you need?
I think specifically seeing it, and yeah, they're just mostly the people that were on duty at the time. Even if they haven't seen it, maybe they heard something.
Fair enough. Yes, I can definitely get you in contact. If you want to follow me, I can take you to the horse and carriage that's outside that I took to get here for you, and I can give you guys a ride. It's a bit of a walk, so it's probably a bit easier if we take some sort of transportation.
Is there something else that you might be able to do for us? Could there be a space cleared that we could use as an enclosure where we could move us three could move the current scarecrows that you have on your property inside, just so that they're all in one place at night, away from your workers. Is there a space that could be designated for that?
I can have some of my crew clear out one of the sheds.
That would work.
Would that
Mhm.
be sufficient? All right, then. Yes.
Do you have any crews who typically work along the outskirts of your property? Any regular guards or workers stationed in those areas?
There's generally a rotation, but I can get you any of the people who have been there in the last 10 days.
You said it started in the last 10 days, so I feel like that's...
About, yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
It's generally on a 10-day rotation, so it's going to be the same group of people for this 10 day at least.
Okay.
I generally like to let them choose where they'd like to go, so it's a rotation kind of, so nobody gets bored with being just in one place all the time.
Well,
That's smart.
if we could speak to those people and if that shed could be cleared out, we'll get to work.
Okay. Valera, why don't you go and get people started with getting that shed cleared out for them? We can do the one that's out over by the production warehouse, and I will get them over in that area now so that they can talk to anybody who's out there. And she smiles. Of course, dear. And she stands up.
Was that like a sarcastic smile?
And she
This bitch is so done.
says to all of you, "It was wonderful meeting you. We appreciate your help." And
Do I believe her? No, I'm kidding.
I'm not even going to make you roll for it, Victoria. Absolutely, it was.
Can I just say, out of character, that was a great idea, getting a shed set up. Ink?
Yeah, I was gonna ask him, like, do we have free reign to just take these things and, like, move them? Hello, Ink?
Ink, hello?
Yes?
I
Yes?
was just complimenting you and you ignored me.
It cut out, like everyone's voice was moving, and I'm sorry, what was the compliment?
I was just saying, out of character, you asking for that shed for them was a really good idea.
Oh, thanks. Oh god, it was a compliment even for like Dylan. Oh damn, I'm sorry I didn't hear you the first time.
It's okay.
Yeah, I have some. Yeah,
I love it.
thank you. I like to think that I'm a smart D&D player.
You are! Just Ace is a goofball.
Yeah.
But we love
Okay.
him so much.
All right. Final hour.
Okay.
Let's do this.
So she exits. Her little dress kind of trailing behind her a little bit. He stands. So if you want to follow me, I can take you out to the carriage. We could get our way out there now.
Sounds good.
So he will begin to walk out, making idle conversation as he goes. Have y'all been? He's not gonna say y'all with an Irish accent.
Have y'all?
Have y'all? Have you been in Waterdeep long?
Oh,
And do we
Little
have any
while.
Waterdeepian natives in our midst here?
I've been in Waterdeep for as long as I can remember.
Not wrong.
Oh, must be quite a long time then. Where do you hail? Where do you stay?
Well, I board currently at our business that Nova was telling you about, the Three of Cups. We actually order some of your mead and wine to be served in our establishment.
Do you? How do your patrons like it then?
It's quite popular.
We just did our grand opening. Yes.
Good to hear. It's interesting. You say you're adventurers, but you have a business here in Waterdeep. Do you run it yourself, or do you hire people to run it for you?
Well, we have a staff that helps us with it, but as I'm sure you understand, It's good to have a diversified portfolio.
We wanted to do a little bit of a play on, instead of just having a job board posted within our establishment, more so that people can come to the establishment for entertainment or actually to hire out for some freelance work if they need to. I thought it would sort of...
It's an
be an
interesting
interesting-
concept.
Hmm.
Not one that I've seen in any establishments, at least
Well,
in
if you're-
Waterdeep.
Ever interested in a tarot reading, you could come stop by my dream tent on the second floor.
That's true.
Next time I make it into the city, I might take you up on that. That sounds very interesting.
She's a very skilled diviner.
So not only are you a very skilled diviner, you're adventurers, you own your own business, you work in your own business. When do you have time for adventuring?
Well, right now,
Ow.
we make time. I've
But
always
of
made
course,
my
there's
own
no-
schedule. Tarot and dream walking can happen whenever I want it to.
You guys get to the carriage. You get in. It's a normal sized carriage with like draft horses. Everybody gets in. There's a driver.
Naturally. What about you? What's your story for building all of this?
Well, like I said, the meadery and the orchard have been in my family for quite some time. I've only just, in my time here and being the proprietor of the property, I have expanded it into actually having farmland as well. And seemed if I was going to be taking up land here outside of Waterdeep for more recreational purposes, I suppose you could say, that I might as well use some of my land to provide as well for the city.
Sorry, my cats are being crazy.
You're fine.
It's good business practice.
I don't really see it much as a business practice, if I'm being honest. And if I'm being a little bit more honest, it doesn't actually make me that much money. The money is where the comes from the resort and the wine and the mead.
Oh.
Mhm.
Farmland isn't exactly a lucrative trade, but it is a trade all the same. And I felt a lot better taking up land out here if I was doing something to provide for Waterdeep and the surrounding outlying areas as well.
Aye, well, people can live without wine, but they can't live without bread.
Precisely. I'm sure you've seen the state of the field ward. You
Yeah.
probably had to come out of the field ward in order to get here.
Mhm.
We have a program here where every harvest we take all of the wheat and it is separated so that a percentage of it goes to anybody who wants to purchase it, but there's a percentage that we take, and we have an industrial, basically bakery here, and we bake bread, and then that bread is then provided to those who need it on a pay what you can basis, even if paying what you can is 0.
That's very generous of you and your family.
That is.
I love that. I was already thinking of a similar idea for ours as well.
And it angers me even more than to think that someone would be wanting to mess with all of that good just as a means to, what, spite you?
There is a supply and demand for farm work and the like, and like I said, it's not a very lucrative business, so when there's competition in that area,
And you're taking the demand.
exactly,
Hmm.
and giving away things for free, that means that there's no one, that those people that are given those things are not paying for things that other people are selling. So it's just this cycle. I've had a few run-ins when I first tilled the land to turn it into farmland. The Stoutfellow farm people from over there, that family, kind of came over and gave me what for about impeding in their business. They said that they had the farm area here, and I had the meadery, and I had the alcohol and all that production, and that they should take care of the farm stuff, and I should take care of this stuff and stay in my own lane, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, sounds
Are there
petty.
any particularly malicious members of the Stoutfellow family?
I wouldn't say malicious, or at least I wouldn't have until all of this started. But now that this is a possibility that they're
More overtly aggressive?
yeah, there are members of the Stoutfellow farm that are a bit more overzealous in their dealings. There's Jack, specifically Jack Stoutfellow. He has a temper on him, we'll just say. Anytime there's even a little bit wrong, he's always marching over here and demanding a meeting with me. He has that vein in his forehead when he likes to yell. He's just a very, very aggressive man in that sense. I wouldn't say he's like aggressive, but now that all this business is happening, his wife Mary is actually very nice. But
Would you say Jack is intelligent?
average intelligence, perhaps.
And Mary?
Mary's a pretty smart woman. I think she does most of the business, like books and accounting for the farm that they have.
Okay. Just wondering who would.
And then they also have a daughter. Her name's Blossom.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
I knew you would like that.
Oh, must protect Blossom at all costs! Can we kidnap her?
She could be a huge bitch.
Don't you dare! Chel! I'll cry. Don't do that to me. Don't make Blossom a
Let me do
bitch. Don't. Anyway, let's.
But yeah, they have a daughter. Her name is Blossom. Blossom Stoutfellow. I haven't really spoken with her too much, though.
Okay. That's all I want to know.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to take this off.
So you are taken along the road. It's a bit bumpy. This road's not particularly paved. And as you're moving through, you can see it start changing from this very pristine, very clean kept, like rows of trees and rows and rows and rows of vines that are on those like big wooden poles. And in those areas, you can see there are people led by like tour guides, basically, who are out there picking their own grapes and picking their own apples, and which is a service, a attraction, I guess, that is offered here.
Oh, yeah.
at the Snow Beetle Meadery
That's
and
so cool.
Orchard. You can pay some money to go and pick your own grapes and stuff, especially this time of year, where the harvest is everything is
Ready.
gotten to a point where it's
Yeah.
ripe and ready to be picked. It's a big thing that people like to come out here and do. It's kind of like going to an apple orchard like in fall, or going pumpkin picking. People like to come and pick grapes here. So you can see that kind of all happening. But as the further out you get, the not messier, but definitely not kept to a point where it's like needs to be kept beautiful for the public. It's just kept neat because it needs to be for production's sake. So there's that change as you're kind of moving through, where it's just a little bit more, we'll say messy just for the sake of ease. Moving through, you can see kind of ahead of you on the horizon big warehouse buildings, like airplane hangar kind of sized buildings. multiples. There's a couple of barns. There's these big warehouses. There's big silo-like vats that you can see as well. It's a big operation. And then kind of the same direction, but more towards the right, you can see more barns. You can see pastures where animals are. You see more regular farmland with like corn and wheat and different other kinds of plants, different squash, other like seasonal vegetables, kind of more over to the right. So it's kind of like this little bit of a split where towards the left you're seeing like most of the production stuff for the wine and the mead, as well as like all of the beehives that they're being kept.
Ugh.
And then
Sorry, I hate bees.
No, you're good. No worries. They produce mead, so they've got honey. And then to the right, there's like most of the farmland.
Hello, bees.
I'm sorry! I'm allergic to bees!
No, you're good, Kristy. No worries.
Eli's getting mad at me.
Let's kill him.
Oh no, Eli's allergic too.
Burning hands. Goodbye, bees.
No.
Okay, we're moving on.
I'm sorry. It's
No,
a trigger.
Kristy, you are fine.
Right. Well, so those workers that we wanted to speak to, would you
Yes,
mind
we're-
rounding them up?
Absolutely. We're going to be heading kind of over here to the left as the carriage does so. They're likely going to be working in one of these warehouses, so I'll drop you off here. You're more than welcome to take a peek around while you're waiting for me to grab everybody. It's a big place. Lots of things to see. People take tours here all the time. They pay for them. You're here for free. He kind of smiles. As the carriage kind of comes to a halt. I saw your face, man. Make yourselves at home. Do whatever you like. I'm gonna hop out, so I'll go round them up for you. And he hops out of the carriage.
Do we see any scarecrows?
Yeah, you can see scarecrows kind of dotted through the farmland.
So there's 5 of them?
Mm-hmm. That's what he said. Yep.
And there's 5 out in the field. There's not an extra one.
No.
Okay. Just checking.
Like 5 cute little scarecrows, and then there's like one really big one that's like blood that everyone's like, yeah, that's fine.
No, I was thinking like there are like 6 identical ones, so you couldn't tell which was the first original 5.
Are they all like? So they're all over on like you said the right side is like where the fields are?
Yeah, where like the farmland is with like all the wheat and stuff. Yeah, that's there are 3 over in the farmland. And then kind of in the area over here where there's more of the more grapes are being grown, but just like less pristine. There are 2 more over there.
Oh.
Which of those fields is closer to where the livestock is?
The 3 with the farms. With like the wheat and those sorts of plants. Is there anything you'd like to do while he's gone?
I mean, I think we're all like vaguely the same intelligence level, not to be like metagaming, but yeah, I'm gonna walk over to like the closest. Can I like go over to the closest scarecrow? Are there like any like shinies on the ground? Like any like weird like little like anything that seems like any thingamabobs, any MacGuffins.
Roll for MacGuffin search.
Yeah, or like I don't know, like weird tracks, anything out of the ordinary, I guess.
Okay. So you walk over. The closest ones would be one that's in with the grapes that are kind of the vines are like wrapping up around wooden poles. And so one of the closest scarecrows would be in there. So there's like very neat rows of these poles, so you can very easy to walk through. It's not like you're like wading through vines or anything like that. So heading.
Oh, is there any blood on the leaves?
Roll an investigation check as you're moving through.
Not good. That's ass. That's 5.
No, you're not finding too much blood. You do find some really ripe, like really, 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 really like crispy feeling grapes, though.
You want some fucking choice grop?
Hey,
Choice
got any
grapes.
grapes?
But no, you do not see any blood on any of the leaves.
Okay. Is there anything weird, anything out of place around the scarecrow?
So moving up to the scarecrow, it is a pretty mundane little creation.
I don't trust it.
He's got this basically just like a linen pair of pants that's been like stuffed with hay, a shirt that's been stuffed with hay.
Compensating.
It's got kind of like a wooden frame for like the arms, and it's got mittens on the ends of that's been
Cute.
tied like tight. It's got like a burlap sack kind of for a head that has like embroidery sewn in, and a big old.
I love scarecrows. They're one of my favorite things.
Scarecrows, I group into the larger fear of dolls that I have.
Oh.
Ugh.
I love scarecrows and pumpkins. Anyway, Nova.
Yeah.
Sorry. Your life destructed.
If these scarecrows were brought to life, even if they don't move at all during the day, would you be able to detect a spell was put on them?
Potentially.
Do you want to try that?
It might be better to have them all in a group to do it.
No, I don't mean now. I mean when they all get.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I can see if there's any magic on them.
Okay. I mean, that will at least tell us if it's... Because if there isn't, then that tells us either, right, the magic only works at night, or the person is doing this has to keep on coming back to recast the spell that they're doing.
Right.
I don't know what shed he's going to empty out, but we can move all of them in there, and then you can do your spell. I also want to talk to the workers.
Yeah.
I want to see if they think everything. You know, I want their perspective. You know, if Gregor's a good boss, he seems quick to want to say that it's a competitor, but we shouldn't rule out that this could be someone. It could be internal. It could be someone here that's just.
I was already thinking that as well, yeah.
Yeah. Because if those outer guards didn't notice anyone coming in, then it might mean that they were already on the property. There could be a worker, or posing as a worker.
Yeah.
There's just some things going through my mind.
Roll me an investigation check, Tallice.
Yo, what the heck? Okay, it's...
You have the inspiration point for the day.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 14. I have a +1. It's not great, but it's not as bad as, like, the freaking 5s.
So, moving around the general area of the scarecrow, as well as like taking a peek over just the scarecrow itself, just to kind of see if there's anything in particular weird about it. There is nothing that immediately screams, "This is the murder scarecrow" to you.
It doesn't have a sign that says I murder animals.
No. There are footprints on the ground. You are unsure if they are from the boots that the scarecrow has on his little frame, or if they are from workers or just people passing through. There are many different size footprints, and there are many different footprints just in general, and like different types of shoes. So you're not sure if like there's like footprints from this scarecrow just hopping down and taking a walk. Or it's not.
It would just be the peg.
Yeah.
So then there's nothing like in the immediate area that could be some kind of like magic item that like turns them on. That I
Not
see.
that you can see.
Okay. I'm gonna look up at it for a second to go, And then I'm gonna skip back to my friends.
Okay. All right. So you skip back over to your friends. As you see Gregor being followed by 4 people. 3 women and 1 man, all halflings. Approaching you guys from one of the warehouses. Comes up to you. All right. So these are the people who were around when the sighting happened for the Scarecrow. Drogo here specifically was the one who saw it, but I figured you'd want to talk to everybody who was there. Wasn't sure what kind of questions you had, so.
Thank you.
Do you want me to stay? Do you need me at all? Is there anything else that I can provide for you? I've got Valera's getting one of these sheds, and I think she's going to do that one right there. And he points to one that's kind of off to the side. Just a basic tool shed, sort of small structure. But it's going to take a minute for her to get out here and with the crew and to get everything done. But it'll get cleared out for you.
All right.
I think we can handle it from here.
Okay. I'll be back at the resort if you need me. Do you want me to leave the carriage with you, or are you all right walking back?
Our legs are sturdy.
All right. Well, I wish you luck. Let me know if there's anything else I can do. I will be off. I've got a few more business things to tend to for today. He will hop into the carriage, which then sets off, turns around, and heads back up the road. Everybody else is standing there like...
Hi, y'all!
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
We're here to help you with this Scarecrow situation.
Okay. Gregor said that you had a few questions for us. The man is speaking. I'm Drogo. Sorry. And then this is Cora. And there's one who has blonde hair with pulled back in kind of a ponytail. And she says, hello.
Hello.
This is Eleanor. And this is Poppy. Eleanor has short cropped brown hair, and Poppy has like a pixie cut that's kind of curly.
Ace.
Nova.
Lady
nice to meet you.
Torres.
Nice to meet you all. We'd be happy to answer any questions that you have.
Could you tell us what happened that night, like from your own perspective?
Sure. As you know, the seasons are kind of changing a bit. So the nights are kind of coming a bit sooner, or at least the dark is coming a bit sooner than it has been throughout the year. So I was kind of closing up things over here. I've been working in the production warehouse this past 10 day, overseeing the grape stomping, and was kind of closing up, cleaning things up, and making sure that everybody got home okay. When I heard a very awful, just this. Have you ever heard a cow scream? It's
No.
not a pleasant noise. It's just awful, just a whine and scream coming from the farm over there. And I had been hearing what was going on with what we thought was wolves or some other sort of predator in the area. So I grabbed my sword and I grabbed my bow and I went out into the fields. I was kind of the only one around at that point. I like to make sure my crew gets out into the main building before I do, just first one in, last one out, I always say. So I grabbed my sword and my bow and I went out to the fields, to the pasture to see what was going on. And there was a person standing there. So I yelled and I was like, "Oi, what you doing?" Because you can't be in the pastures at night. That's not, especially if you don't work here. And I knew that all of my crew was gone. And I know that everybody else was getting up and leaving too. So I yelled out to him and he turned around and he was like this weird, he was like hulking and he kind of turned around like this. And his head was made of like a burlap fabric, but his mouth was wide and opened up far more than any natural mouth should open. And he let out this really horrible, horrible screaming noise. It was absolutely one of those scarecrows. No person that I know looks like that unless there's something seriously wrong with them. And so I shot it a couple of times with my bow because I panicked. And I'm a good shot, and I got it a couple of times, I think. It was dark, so I wasn't too sure, but I shot it, and it made some noise that sounded like pain. Just scarecrows feel pain. I don't know if scarecrows feel pain. But then I ran, like the coward that I am, because I didn't really know what else to do. So I ran back to the warehouse. I kind of closed myself up in there, and I waited until it was quiet. And then I ran back up to the resort. Didn't look back.
What
Sounds
type,
pretty scary.
what time of night was it?
Well, like I said, it's getting a bit darker, a bit earlier. I'd say it was probably around 9 or 10.
Okay.
I was hanging back, making sure that all the equipment was turned off, that everything was set up for the morning.
What about the cow? We heard that it was the word that was used was slaughtered.
Yeah, we came back in the morning. I let everyone know what happened. I came back first thing early to make sure that everybody knew what happened and what I saw. We went out to the pasture to see, and it was a very big bloody mess.
Do you mean like it was? What kind of wound do you mean? Do you mean just smushed to a pulp? Pardon.
Close.
Okay.
Close. Which
Did
is
it
strange because it's a scarecrow. They don't have claws normally. I don't know how this whole magic thing works.
Did it seem like the whole cow was there, but like in pieces, or did it seem like it was like eaten? I mean, it's probably hard to
Well,
tell.
I think the whole cow was there. It was pretty hard to tell, but I didn't see like any bites taken out of it or anything.
Right. And when you ran, it didn't give chase to you, or
I didn't look back. I
you
don't
didn't
know.
look back. All right. What about you three? What do you have to contribute to the story?
Well, the woman introduced as Cora speaks up. We were kind of mostly just here that day. I was told that she wanted anybody who was here during the day, so I mean we didn't really see anything weird going on as the day was going by. Drogo was the one who saw the scarecrow, but
Okay.
Gregor said you wanted anyone who was here that day.
Mm-hmm.
Does your work ever take you like along the edges of the property?
Occasionally, depends kind of on the day. We rotate every 10 days to where we're working. So sometimes I'm on the edges of the property. Sometimes I'm working with the people as a guide when they're picking the grapes for the season. Sometimes I'm out here stomping grapes. Sometimes I'm working with the cows. It kind of just depends on the 10-day. We rotate so that we're not bored. But sometimes, yeah, we do get out to the edge of the property.
So, have any workers, or maybe even Gregor, been interfering with the land beyond the boundaries of the property, like maybe without a permit, on the down low? Like cutting any trees?
I don't know about cutting any trees, but I mean there are people that go out there, I think, sometimes to, you know, and people go out there sometimes to to have their lunch there because it's quiet. So it's possible that they're messing around with something that they're not supposed to be messing around with.
Damn, lunch and dessert.
Dang.
Okay.
Does it seem like they're withholding information about that? Like they're scared to tell the truth about
Roll a
that?
perception or an insight check, I mean.
Yo, literally what? Okay.
Use the
6.
inspiration.
I'll use my inspiration. I'll use my dang. I should okay. Great. That one was a 6. And that one was a 2.
I gave it to you. My first roll of today was a natural 20. I gave it to you.
Cool. So 6.
No, I mean, she seems pretty forthcoming.
This question might seem a little bit out of the box. Do you all enjoy working here? Do you have good work conditions? Are you paid well? All of that sort of stuff.
Does anyone mean to you?
I think so. I think that's pretty okay. It's nice to not have to be in the city all the time. Get to kind of be out here. The work is hard. It's physical labor, you know, but it's pretty okay. Gregor's, he tries really hard to be a good boss. He does a lot of good, I think, for the city, at least for the more poor populations. He did have to lay a lot of people off a few months ago, though. Dylan.
Well, I suppose that sort of solves the question I was going to ask of, is there anyone new if he had to lay people off? Why did he have to lay people off?
I guess he wasn't making enough money to fill the positions and pay the positions that he had. I don't know too much. They don't really tell us much beyond the boundaries of what we need to do for our jobs, but there were rumors going around that he basically wasn't making enough money to pay everybody, so he had to kind of cut down on the people that he hired.
Was it just sort of an all-around layoff, or did he sort of get rid of a group from a specific part of the workforce?
Well, because of the fact that we rotate a lot, there isn't really too much of a specific part of the workforce. There's not like a specifically like people who work in the fields, etc., etc. I don't really know what his parameters were for choosing who he was laying off. He did give them a nice like severance. He wasn't like cruel about it, but I mean, it's hard not to be cruel when you're telling people that you can't have a job no more in this day and age.
Alright.
So like, what the fuck is up with Valera?
Wow. Wow.
Poppy is who's the one who has the short cropped hair, kind of like snickers under her breath.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
What's about Valera? What do you mean? What the fuck is up with Valera?
I mean, like, I don't think I have to explain it, but she didn't even talk, and like, she was condescending without even hardly speaking. Like, what's her deal? Like, what's up with the stick up her ass?
She's basically seemed very bored with this whole idea of the scarecrows.
Valera, she's a nice lady,
But
for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
We all kind of think that maybe despite the fact that Gregor is the one who's given all of the orders around here, and that Gregor's the one that is the face of the business, that it's probably Valera who's doing everything under the radar a bit. Radar's not something that exists in this world, but you get my picture.
She's like the puppet
get that.
master.
That's what we think. We don't know for sure, but with the way that she acts around everyone and the way that she acts around Gregor, my guess would be that she is the main driving force behind what happens here.
All right. I think that's all the questions I can think of.
Okay. Well, we're just working over here. She points behind her at the big airplane hangar type warehouse. Over here, if you need us. Just, I'm Poppy, Eleanor, Cora, Drogo, just to refresh.
Drogo, I know that you said you kind of oversee things, so you end up leaving on your own. Maybe tonight, even though we're gonna have all the scarecrows in the warehouse over there, maybe it'd be a good idea to use the buddy system, have a friend.
That's a very good point. I was actually thinking about just sending everybody home before dark.
Yeah, that's probably good.
Especially if you all are going to be here and actually trying to figure out what was going on. I figured not having any of our people here
just
in this area
is
I think Gregor can live with everyone going home for a few hours earlier than they normally do.
All
right. Well, we've got not that much daylight hours left then if we're leaving before dark, so want to make sure I get at least some of the work for the day done. So I'm going to head back with everyone, but if you need anything else or have any other questions that pop up, just pop your head in and we can take a bit of a break and talk to you again.
Sure, sounds good.
Cool.
Thank you.
It's nice meeting you all. Thanks for the help.
You too.
Taddy bye.
And he will leave with the three women trailing behind him.
So it could be the Stout Fellow family. It could be a laid-off worker.
Or it could be someone that's here.
Could be someone who's here. It's not at the top of my list, but I still don't want to entirely discount the fact that they could have disrupted a little fairy spirit, and then it made all the scarecrows come to life, because that can definitely totally happen. What do we think about Valera?
She did come off a little bit strange to me, but the thing that I'm trying to figure out with all of these possibilities is
motive.
Exactly. If it was a competitor, then it makes sense. You're trying to hurt their bottom line, trying to get them scared so that they shut down, so that you can make more money. But if it's a laid off worker, possibly the same thing, some sort of spite.
Disgruntled, yeah.
If it's someone that's working here already, or if it's Valera, I don't see the motivation, I don't see what the point is to it. But I will say,
or it's a combo of the two, and they were hired as an outside source or a spy.
An agent provocateur.
It could still go back to the Stout Fellow.
It could still, there could be a combination. But I will say, it sounds like a Scarecrow's, they've only attacked cattle. You would think after Drogo attacked it that it would have given chase. If it was really aggressive and just trying to attack anything, I'm wondering if perhaps they're not trying to
They're not targeting a specific person, they're just trying to kill anything that's alive.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, if it was acting like that, wouldn't it have probably given chase to the guy that screamed at it and shot it with a bow? I'm saying, what if a possibility is it's only targeting livestock and trying to create fear, and it's not actually trying to kill any of the workers?
That would
Maybe it's a bit
certainly
far-fetched.
affect their bottom line.
Yeah, affect the bottom line without having to get in too much trouble for killing your workers.
So do we want to just deal with the scarecrows tonight and then try to figure out from there next steps for like the root of the issue?
Yeah, I think
We
that's
we probably don't have time to go over to the Stoutfellow farm now.
We got a few hours before nightfall, like we said. We'll gather all of the scarecrows in there. Drogo said that it was like claw marks. I guess we could look to see if they have claws.
Or arrow wounds, maybe, or some
Yeah,
sort
I
of
was gonna look for the arrow
clothing
wounds.
that looks
Yeah.
like an arrow.
Through the shirt, yeah.
If it's like one specific one or something.
Yeah, first things first is we get rid of the immediate threat,
I think so
Yeah.
too.
What if there's like a scarecrow coming from another farm and it's like running over and then we have all
Just
the
hopping
scarecrows
up.
in the warehouse and it runs over and it
Little
still
bunny
comes down and we're like fucking idiots.
I mean, I don't think we're going to get this solved until nighttime when we can do more, but we should try to do as much as we can before nightfall. Possibly figure out what we have to do back at the pubs.
So we'll gather the scarecrows now.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should gather them now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You see another carriage coming down the road.
Well, I guess we'll wait for the carriage to see if they're coming over here.
I think that's Valera.
Probably.
Oh, yeah, probably.
It does come over near you guys and pulls up. Valera hops out. She's no longer wearing a dress. She's wearing pants, work boots, and like a white button-up shirt that she's got kind of tied in front of her, so it's just showing just a teeny little bit of belly.
Hell yeah.
But she jumps down and goes over around the carriage. Hello to you guys. And starts to walk over to not the airplane hangar warehouse, but the smaller but still very large one next to it.
Okay.
Is that the one that we're going to?
Yeah.
There's a small shed that is
Yeah, the
also in
shed.
this area. She's going over to the warehouse to collect people to pull everything from that shed and get it ready for you guys.
Okay.
I'll go over to the first scarecrow that I was looking at, I guess, and
Okay.
start trying to take it down. Oh no, we're not
Yeah,
really strong.
I'll go to the next
Well,
one.
Well, do you want to take it down, or do you want to take it down, but actually gather the rope? We can tie them back up in there.
Yeah, we can like untie them and take the rope.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so creepy to fucking pick up scarecrows. Ugh.
Yeah, you've got it. It's like this limp person that you're kind of like throw over your shoulder.
I
Like
hate
it's-
scarecrows.
Yeah. Valera, everybody who hung back can see she leaves that warehouse with a few people trailing behind her. They go over to the shed, pulls a key, she unlocks the padlock, opens it up, and she actually will go in and grab there's like shovels and tools and stuff that she's like got an armful of, and she's helping them carry things to put somewhere else.
Okay, so she's only a bitch in attitude, not in action.
I think we can cross. I don't understand. I don't see the motivation. I don't.
Yeah, at first I thought maybe it could be like they're trying to make an attraction, but if they're specifically trying to keep it quiet and shit's getting killed, then that doesn't make sense at all. Like that's
No, I'm starting to think that maybe the boredness came from having to be in the dress and in
Yeah,
the resort. I think she
yeah.
actually likes.
she probably doesn't like having to be a lady. She wants
Yeah,
to
she wants to
No,
actually
I
go
think
do
it's-
shit.
I think she was bored because she likes being boots on the ground.
She's like, I don't give a fuck about whatever the hell you're doing. She's like, let me go back to work. This is a waste of time.
She wants to be less femme, more butch.
Yeah, I think that's more so what it is.
There is a back and forth a bit from the shed to the warehouse, and then she will come back over to you guys. She's got a key in her hand. She kind of goes like this, hands it out to the first person who will take it,
I'll take it.
Okay. That's a key to that shed there. I've emptied it out entirely. Other than there's a workbench in there, and there's also like a stool in there for
Okay.
said workbench.
Mhm.
But all of the tools and everything that were in there before, all of the supplies are out, so that you've got a nice, clean. Do you need a clean area? I don't
More
really
safe.
know how this works. There you go.
Secure.
Secure. That's a good word. The key locks the lock that's hanging on the door. I didn't close it all the way. Because it looks like, and she points to Torres, who's like lugging a scarecrow. Looks like you're already on your way to get him in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna yeet that sucker down for a second. Valera. seem like
Lady
a very-
Torres, I think you said your name was.
Yes, that's me. You seem like a very capable woman. What's
Thank
your
you.
whole take on this? Like, what's up? What do you
On the
what's
scarecrows?
going on?
I think there's merit to what Gregor says regarding
Mm-hmm.
possible competitors. Personally, and I'm not exactly on the same wavelength as Gregor as to not insulting our competitors. Jack's not a very smart man.
I didn't. That's what I was
In
wondering.
fact, he's a very, very unintelligent man, and I don't think that he has it in him to actually find an enchanter who can do this.
All right.
That's kind of what
But
I
that's
was
just me.
asking. No,
It
that's
could be
fair.
Mary.
How do you feel about the fact that this might be happening internally?
I don't like it. We screen all of our employees down to the most menial positions. Not that any position on this property is menial. I don't like to
I understand.
disparage anyone's work, but you know what I mean.
Mhm.
But we screen everyone, look into their backgrounds quite a bit. In fact, I do most of the interviewing myself, so I would not like to find out that it is internal. But I suppose it is entirely possible and very much a possibility that there's someone here doing it.
What about
unfortunately-
the former employees? I've heard there was a major layoff recently.
There was Gregor. I'm sure did he tell you about our program that we've got here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, unfortunately, adding in the farmland and also giving other people
That's what I
our
thought.
product, not that I'm opposed to it by any means, but giving other people our product, it very much lowered the profit that we make here.
Of course.
Which then in turn meant that other people needed to be laid off. It was a big back and forth about does it make sense to be doing this, but now we're laying people off, so now people don't have jobs. But then we're not giving it the food to people who need it in the field ward. There was a lot of back and forth and a lot of talking. It wasn't an easy decision, but we decided that most of the people that were going to be losing their jobs were in a much better position to get a new job in Waterdeep than the people who would be losing out on the food that we were giving them.
Yeah.
And that we would much rather people who were losing out on that food get that food than an opportunity for these other people to be lost. It was a very much pick your poison situation. Didn't like doing it, but it is what it is.
No,
I think
that's
you
a
made the
fair.
right decision.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess disgruntled employee or former employee is a good motive as any.
All right.
Well,
Well,
just in case, would we be able to get access to the list of people that were laid off, just in case that is a possibility?
Yeah, I can absolutely get that for you. It was only 20 people, so it's not a huge list,
Okay.
okay.
which I'm assuming would be very helpful. The bigger the list, the harder to narrow down. But I can get that for you. At any point, just hop back over, and I can just ask at the guest relations for me, and I can bring you said list.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're gonna get the rest of these in that shed.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Let us know if you need anything. Drogo, is a good person out here to talk to. He kind of oversees everything on this side of the operation, but we're always around if there's anything that you need.
All right, thank you.
Cool.
She does not exit, actually. She pops into the carriage. And it is, or no, she doesn't pop into the carriage. She goes over to the driver, talks to the driver. Driver heads back. She actually heads to one of the barns.
Okay.
She wants to work.
Yeah. That's definitely what it was. All right. I'm gonna get like one scarecrow on each shoulder, and I'm gonna make two more trips.
I'll take the
And-
one that I had before. On the opposite one that Torres took on the second side.
Okay.
Left
So yeah,
side?
there's two.
Two on the
there's
left?
Two to the left.
Yeah, so I would have gone to the
I
left.
have one.
Yeah.
Nova has the other. Sir's getting
Alright.
2 of the 3 in like the wheat field. I'll pick
Okay,
up my
cool.
son from the ground, and I get my straw son.
Pick up
into
my
the shed.
son from the
And
ground.
we'll gather them all. We'll take the rope that they're tied up with, put them in the shed, and then tie them all up in there.
To each
Are you
other?
tying them to each other? What are you tying them to?
Like hands behind their backs together.
Hog tie them.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Easy enough. Okay. So you all take a few minutes to
Hog tires.
hog tie scarecrows in the shed.
Wow, that's a sentence for D&D. You
Sir
hog
probably
tie
says,
the
like-
scarecrows.
Sir probably says like, "This is really awkward."
Happy Halloween. Hog tie your scarecrow.
You gather after you've hog tied all your scarecrows.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Roll a D100.
Ah, shit. I said happy Halloween not knowing what time it was.
We didn't tell the viewers what's happening.
No, we did not.
Oh.
Okay.
81.
Ooh.
Oh god, I feel like 81's one of the bad numbers.
Oh, well, see, one of us is gonna be bad. 9.
52?
Oh god!
One end, middle, and the other end.
All right, let me get. the
I'm so
table here.
scared. What's happening?
So,
I mean, if there's a fireball, we'll just die. It's fine with the scarecrow.
while I'm grabbing the table, I will explain what we were doing. We have hit the clock. The clock is turned over to Halloween, at least in the East Coast.
Hell yeah.
So just to have some fun with Halloween before we go, everybody is rolling right now on the wild magic table, and whatever effect happens is going to be canon, and they will have to deal with.
We'll have to deal with it 3 weeks from now.
Yeah, you will have to deal with it 3 weeks.
We're
from
gonna
now.
have.
Oh, we're gonna totally forget.
I'll make a note on in my notes for everybody.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna write it too. I rolled an 81, Ink rolled a 9.
I rolled a 52.
Okay, we'll start with Tallice, who rolled an 81. Tallice,
Okay.
yours isn't quite as fun, so I will let you re-roll if you want. It is, you can take an action immediately, so it's like mostly for combat. So if you would like to re-roll it, that's fine.
27.
27. Okay. For the next minute, what the fuck? For the next minute, all your spells with a casting time of 1 action have a casting time of 1 bonus action.
Should I do it again?
It's up to you. I will do Dylan's while you do that.
Okay.
Dylan, what was yours?
9.
Okay.
Just 9.
9.
9.
I will say at your next opportunity, you can choose to cast Magic Missile at 5th level.
That's gonna
That's-
confuse him so much. I love that. Okay, I got a magic missile in the bag.
Yeah, you got a Magic Missile at 5th level in the bag.
On this
Nova.
Halloween day, I got a crumb of lich
52.
Yes, you did. 52. Okay. Nova.
Fireball.
God dang it. That would solve the
It would also kill you two. I might live.
Yeah, I
Might.
die.
A spectral shield hovers near you for the next minute.
Sure.
You can roll again if you'd like. If you
Should I
want something more
re-roll?
fun. It's up to you.
I rolled a 70.
70.
We could have said that like the wild magic surge is happening in the next one. Oh, never
Each
mind.
creature within 30 feet of you becomes invisible for the next minute.
Perfect.
The invisibility ends on a creature when it attacks or casts a spell. The Scarecrow does not go invisible.
None
but
of them
Sir,
Well,
no, no.
because none of them count as a creature right now.
Nope, not right now. But Sir and Nova go invisible.
I rolled a 67 for a new one.
You are frightened by the nearest creature until the end of your next turn. So Nova is suddenly terrified of Sir.
But she
Wait,
can't
what was
see
that,
me.
a 67?
She can't see me though.
It doesn't say it has anything to do with sight. So,
Oh no, just the
so she's
concept
basically
of
just
me.
like scared of the concept of you.
Okay,
Happy Halloween!
This will be great role play for the start.
All right, I have all of that written down for next
Okay.
week.
Lord.
They're gonna have a crazy minute.
Yeah, it's just gonna be 1 minute of just complete chaos. Okay, so that is where we will end.
Turns into pot of cactus for a minute. I fucking wish. It'd be lit.
Yeah, there is one that turns you just into a potted plant for a minute. It's pretty funny.
That's amazing.
I get a casting. Well, it was funny because Sir was like being all like, "Oh man, I hope I know more magic," and now he's gonna cast magic missile, and he's gonna be like, "I can do that," and he's never gonna be able to do it again.
no.
This poor baby.
He's so confused.
Okay.
That helps for next level though, when I can.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
I'll just say you've got that kind of in your back pocket. If you'd like, you can have it so that I can throw it at you at any point in time.
Oh, like it just goes
Ooh.
off.
Like
Yeah,
it just
Yes!
like,
I give you that.
Really
Can I give you that to you for the frightened, so you can insert whenever the heck I'm going to be scared of him for no reason?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't
Sure.
remember
Yeah.
what mine was, but that.
Yours
Was
is
that everybody turns invisible. Do you want me to like say like this is just
Yes.
Yeah, I think it would be fun. Like we rolled it at midnight, but it happens
Whenever the
Like a
fuck the
narrative
DM
Scarecrow
wants.
encounter whenever
Okay.
you want.
And I'm gonna make it so that all of it happens at once. So it's just this, like really super chaotic moment. Okay, so there's a fun thing for who knows when. Okay,
Okay.
so with that, happy Halloween,
Hell yeah.
happy anniversary, Eli.
Oh, Eli, I'm sorry. I love you.
When you're trying to convince a child that you're cool because you're carrying a really big sword, but the only thing you have to offer is pulling a coin from some random location, make sure you add your proficiency bonus.
I wasn't
Damn!
I wasn't gonna
Don't
give a kid a sword on the street.
Argue with me. Good night, everybody.
Okay, love you. Bye. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.